What's up, Longhorn Nation? My name is Jerry Hamilton. I'm here to get us started until Aaron Hogan joins us for the watch with us. Arkansas, Mississippi State just ended on SEC Network, a butt kicking. Arkansas 58, Mississippi State 25. Arkansas rebounds off the 34-10 butt kicking they took at home versus LSU last week, which kind of, it's not transitive properties, but how good is LSU actually? We're going to find out tonight in College Station. But here we go. Texas 5 in the country, Vanderbilt 25 in the country. About 10 minutes until kickoff here. Some people are already talking in the chat. Thank you very much for all the people that have already joined us. People were talking in the chat about Ryan Wingo. Somebody that covers some media member put out a tweet. I actually retweeted that tweet because who knows what was happening. But apparently Ryan Wingo collided with a Vanderbilt staffer at some point when they were out just getting warmed up before the real warm-ups, and they both went down hard, but and Ryan Wingo was kind of looking at his knee, but everything seems to be fine. He's out warming up. He's ready to go. So huge game for Texas. Look, last week, Ryan Nelson, Aaron Hogan should be here. I'm getting this started right now since there were so many of you guys here wanted to get going. But a huge game here. Look, Texas, the loss last week. What that did for the Horns is that takes away one of your 2 games margin for error to get in the college football playoff. I think 10-2 is the number. Texas is going to have to be 10-2. So they're now down to 1 game margin for error. And I think this game is such an interesting contest today. It's kind of Texas coming off a game where they got beat up physically. In a big game, by the way, got beat up physically, and then the coach talked trash after the game. So Sark, people were saying Sark looked pissed in his press conference, is really motivated. Yep, that's what happens when somebody comes into your house and beats you physically in a big game, and then the coach kind of chirps afterwards. So that's got the complete motivation of Steve Sarkisian and the staff this week. I expected the Texas to come out with a spirited effort today. I'll be surprised if they're not the most physical team on the field, and they better be, because this is a game that should show your ultimate physicality as a program, coming off a game in which you lost the battle physically in your own house. Vanderbilt's such an interesting team. The thing about this game is this is a go for broke, throw everything, kitchen sink game for Vanderbilt. Look, they already beat Virginia Tech. Nobody thought they beat Virginia Tech. They were a 22.5-point dog to Bama. They beat Bama. Then they followed that with a win at Kentucky. None of those games anybody would have bet Vanderbilt on really to truly win before the season. So they're playing with house money today. It's a house money game for Vanderbilt. They're sitting there. They're going to make a bowl. They'll win a couple of games in the season. They're ranked 25. So they can throw the kitchen sink at it, throw everything they got at this game. And it's really just a bonus game for them. I think Aaron Hogan is getting ready. So whenever he's ready, he can jump right in there. Hey, how you doing, Aaron?
Hey guys, how we doing? Yep, just got back from the pregame show over at Armadillo Den here in Austin. A lot of fun and ready to go. Great crowd building over there, and it's going to be a good crowd here on the On Texas Football Watch Along. How are you, Jerry? Ready for a good one? I heard you talking about house money for Vanderbilt. This is a team that has a fan base that believes in its team. It'll be a good crowd today. Obviously, their quarterback comes in with a lot of confidence. Yeah. This is a game that feels like a game that finally, for the first time in a little while, certainly in SEC play, Texas has to have a good start here today, Jerry. Come out quick, kind of get your hands around this offense and see if you can get your offense cranking, because we know Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and Georgia are all slow starts for Texas. You don't want to see that again today. And
to double onto that point, Vanderbilt is a first-quarter team, Aaron. Yeah. I mean, they've outscored their 4 Power 4 opponents this year, 30-14 in the first quarter. And that was 3-0 against Virginia Tech, 7-7. They played to a draw at Missouri. 13-7, they were up on Bama. They got the turnover against Bama. And then they were up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter at Kentucky. So this is a team that's proven what Vanderbilt has done. What Diego Pavia has done is given this program life, energy, emotion, and hope. And he has played at such a high level. He's such a playmaker in a game of college football, the quarterback position. But what they also proved, they followed up an Alabama win, the best in their program. You would think, man, what can Vanderbilt do? They're going to go play at Kentucky. They won that game. I mean, so those are things that haven't happened at Vanderbilt since maybe the mid days of James Franklin. It's been a while. I mean, Alabama was the biggest win of the history of the program, but having back-to-back strong victories, no matter where teams are ranked, just SEC opponents. But this is a big game, obviously, for the Longhorns. We were talking about it. Yeah, you're down to 1-game margin for error to get in the playoffs. I don't think 9-3 gets you in. I think 10-2 gets you in. And what you don't want to have happen if you're Texas, one, you need to win the game. You're a better team than Vanderbilt. You're a faster team than Vanderbilt. You're rebounding. It's almost a bad time for Vanderbilt to welcome Texas in, coming off a loss against Georgia in which they didn't play well and they got beat up physically. That's not the scenario Vanderbilt wanted. But, this is a team that believes. So I think Texas has to get off to a real – Quinn and the Texas offense has to get off to a really good start because Vanderbilt's a first-quarter team, and Vanderbilt is a team that if they get the ball first and they mount a drive, you're going to look up and you're not going to get the ball until there's 9 minutes left in the first quarter. That's the thing with playing Vanderbilt. It's similar to Mississippi State with better quarterback play and better, more experienced team.
Yeah, who already believes because they've knocked off a big dog already, and if they can get you into a third, fourth quarter game like they did with Bama, they'll feel good about it at home. That Texas would like to stretch this thing out like we saw them do in the first 6 games. And you said the name, right? I mean, we know Diego Pavia comes in as confident as any player in college football. Yeah. We were talking about it on our pregame shows here. He's kind of the player version of the Indiana coach, Curt Cignetti.
Yes.
Just extremely cocky and confident, and like they wear it on their sleeve. This kid Pavia reminds a little bit of he's like Baker Mayfield meets Johnny Manziel, right? He's got this big chip on his shoulder, but he'll run all over the place. But flip that around to Texas. They need a really quick and good performance from Quinn Ewers. All eyes are going to be on number 3 today, based on the drama of last week in the second quarter and afterwards, whatever went on this week with the erroneous reports. Quinn's got to get back to playing high level football. If he does, I think Texas will be fine today.
100% agree. I look. Texas isn't playing the Georgia front 7. That's the main thing defensively. They're not playing against a bunch of NFL draft picks in the entire front 7 because Georgia's secondary is still susceptible. But Texas never got to that point in the game last week, whether that was the offensive line getting beat up front, Quinn not playing at all well in the pocket, not being willing to step into the throws, step into the play in the pocket and make big throws down the field. But this is not that same level. This Vanderbilt team, and I'm not saying they're not good. They're really well coached by Clark Lee, but they don't have the personnel up front to totally disrupt everything you're doing, which means Texas should win against they should be able to win against the Vanderbilt secondary in the passing game if Quinn plays at a high level. If he doesn't, it won't matter if guys are running wide open. You saw it with the Missouri A&M game a few weeks ago. Missouri had guys running wide open. And whether it was offensive line breakdowns for Missouri or Brady Cook just not being on that day, he missed touchdowns. He missed throws that were big early in that game. Quinn has to come out and play a very high level football game. And it's not just for this game to start this game. It's for Kelvin Banks. It's for Matthew Gold. It's for all his teammates around him to say, yeah, we like this Quinn. Because if Quinn gets off to a bad start, then these guys are going to be looking around saying, whoa, man, here we go again. That's not what you want to have happen today.
Agreed. Well, and Clark Lee is he's the defensive mind, and he's a good one. He can watch that Georgia film. He's going to see if Quinn Ewers can step into throws and put it down the field. They're going to try to keep everything in front. That's what Georgia was on top of, all those little short, quick passes. If you're Clark Lee, you want to find out pretty early in this game if Quinn Ewers can stretch that thing out and deliver a ball down the field, as you were saying all through the watch along last week, Jerry, that Georgia was giving them the deep shots outside, and Texas wouldn't take them. You're going to find that out here pretty early today. And if Quinn's struggling with that, that's where everybody will be wondering what the next step's going to be, because you got to be able to stretch the field against his team. Ryan Wingo will make his first start. Our guy CJ Bogle was on top of a story earlier that maybe Ryan Wingo collided with a Vanderbilt staffer during warmups about midfield and went down, and they were worried about something with his knee, but he's okay. He's going to start this game. He's a full go, according to CJ. So Wingo gets his first start in for the injured Isaiah Bond. Still plenty of weaponry out there, and really would like to see this ground game get cranking up for Texas with Trey Wisner and Jaden Blue.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, this is a game that, and again, I'm not underestimating the Vanderbilt team because they believe they can beat Texas today. And that's a powerful thing in sports.
Sure.
The strength of that team is the linebackers. They're not bad players up front. I'm not saying that, but that's not their strength on this team. Their strength is linebackers and safeties. Those are very experienced players. And the linebacker, 4 guys they play, but their 3 starters are all really good players. So that's the strength of their defense, right? Texas should be able to run. Because here's the one thing about the Georgia game, Aaron. Texas, if you take away the sacks, Texas, just what Trey Weisner did in the run game, Texas ran the ball pretty well against the best front 7 they'll play all season. I mean, 15 carries, 60 yards in that area, 4 yards a pop. That ain't bad against Georgia with your running back. So they actually opened up some lanes to run in at times during that game. They should be able to, Texas should rush running backs, should rush for 125-ish in this game today. If they do, I think Texas will have come out victorious, because that means Sark's going to have everything at his disposal as long as Quinn doesn't melt down.
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of feels like Texas is kind of used to this. Is going to be like a Big 12 environment, right? Yeah. It's a smaller stadium, a team that likes to control the ball, like Iowa State kind of thing, maybe K-State. Texas is used to that, just having been in the Big 12. But the Longhorns will receive the opening kick. Matthew Golden bringing it back from 5 yards into his end zone, and probably shouldn't have. Good coverage there by Vanderbilt to start this first quarter, which is brought to you by my man Anthony Hippolito for Hays County Sheriff. If he wants you to vote for him, if you're getting to the polls early, which opened this week, make sure you're getting in there voting for him. If you know people in Hays County, please tell them vote for Anthony Hippolito. Our man Rod Babers was given the thumbs up. He knows Anthony very, very well too. Great person. Could be a great sheriff for Hays County, as the endorsement of the current sitting and retiring sheriff, Gary Cutler. All right, not a great way to start. Bring a ball out from halfway deep and get a 10-yard penalty. So this thing's going to be back to about the 15-yard line to start the Texas first drive. Actually, inside the 10-yard line to start this off. Not the best start for the Longhorns. Yeah,
and that's apparently it was Warren Roberson again. Look,
last week.
Yeah, he had 2 last week. This is not where you wanted to have Quinn, this offense, start on their own 8. But look, here's the thing, and here's the thing I'm watching with Quinn. How quick are his feet going to move today? His feet were concrete last week in the pocket, and you have to be an athlete in any sport you play. Your feet have to move in a reactive, athletic manner. Last week, his feet did not. So we'll see what he does this week.
Yeah, well, and bad footwork is usually the sign of a guy lacking confidence, right? Coaches always talk about quarterbacks, your feet, your base, have them right. That's good footwork there on a quick out. And, Trey Weisner almost broke that for a big gainer and said it's going to be a 3rd and short. But a nice quick pass right there. But I did like the footwork, got his shoulders turned, got his feet square, and stepped into the ball. So the first completion for Quinn goes for 8 yards. Are they going to call that a run play? That's going to be a pass. So, 1 for 1 for Quinn now. Quinn Weisner with 2 touches already, so 3rd and short.
Yeah, that was big. That was a really big tackle for Vanderbilt there. So they played a lot of 2-high shell against Ball State last week. They played a little bit of man against Kentucky in the 2 games I watched. But this will be interesting to see. Will they run some 3-high against Texas today? Because that's kind of that's not what they traditionally do. They're more of a 2-high team, and it looks like a bunch of 2-high looks to start this game. I think that's what you're going to see Vanderbilt play against Texas the majority, and see if Quinn is on in the intermediate game, because they're playing off at corners. They're not going to give up deep shots. Quinn's going to have to earn it moving a team down the field.
3rd and 3 picked up by Weisner. A nice block there by Ryan Wingo on the inside as a receiver, kind of opened up that hole, didn't hold, and Longhorns get a first down. Weisner again with his 3rd touch of this first drive. Nice cutback. That's what you like seeing Weisner do, Jerry. Get wide and then cut up the lane. He's a really good foot in the ground, get upfield running back.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He really fits the Texas run game scheme more than Jaden Blue. I think Jaden Blue's ability in the passing game is an extension of the run game. I think that's where his value is. So you see in Texas attacking the running game wide too.
Oh, ball in the air. That's going to be an interception. Gosh dang. Tip drill. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Looked like an RPO action to Golden. Ball tipped up, and now Vanderbilt, the crowd is into it, and they've got a short field. What they did last week. This was just a simple tip ball.
I'm running about 6 seconds behind you guys right now.
Okay. Wow, that's just bad luck. But, good heads-up play by the Vanderbilt defensive lineman. There was a RPO action from Quinn, and the ball was tipped up in the air.
Yeah.
Promising first drive for Texas. They got a first down. They were running the ball a little bit, and Ball gets tipped right at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, number 10 was coming around Jake Majors, got his hand in the air, and easy interception for the defensive back.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the start you didn't want to have happen on offense, just to be obvious there. A little bit too much penetration inside on that play as we see the replay here. That's a big lined up wide. It was the blitzing backer. It was the blitzing backer up the middle that batted that football.
Cedric Alexander goes for 9 yards on first down, right up the gut, right through the B gap. And this is Diego Pavia, the young quarterback, who's kind of built like a running back and plays like one. But, that's the other thing. When you were watching this game here in our first quarter, brought to you by Vote for Anthony Hippolito, this guy, you got to bring your tackling ability here. This guy is not easy to bring down, even if you feel like you have a sack or a play. He's a hard guy to tackle. Yeah,
this kid plays really physical now. Everything he does is with physicality and purpose. He is one of those players. And when he lead blocks for Diego Pavia, when they run quarterback counters, things like that, he brings physicality to linebackers on contact. He's a physical, tough kid. And so their whole backfield's physical and tough. It's a good starting spot for Vanderbilt. 5 senior starters on the offensive line.
You see that stat right there? That's impressive. Vanderbilt plus 41 off of turnovers. So they've only turned the ball over twice themselves this whole year, Jerry. They don't turn it over, and they turn your turnovers into points. And this is not the start Texas was looking for. Already have Vanderbilt inside the 20-yard line here, right at the 20, with a first down.
And again, again, Vanderbilt's a first quarter team. They've outscored 4 Power 4 opponents 30-14 this season, and that's at Virginia Tech, at Missouri, Alabama, and at Kentucky. So they've done it at home. They've done it on the road. They're a good first quarter team, and that's an experienced quarterback in Pavia. That's a playmaker.
Yeah, and they've come out running the ball so far. Pavia is not which we knew. They run, a lot of power run game and a lot of option football here. Now they're 2nd and 6. Good play by Anthony Hill on that one to limit the damage, but in the high red zone now for Vanderbilt with a 2nd down. Friendly spot on that time for Vanderbilt, I thought. Good tackle right there. Real good tackle. Jelani McDonald coming up and making a stick.
Yeah, early to kind of talk about this, but it may matter at some point in this game. Vanderbilt probably has the best young kicker in college football. He's a sophomore, 4 or 5 from 50+, 57 yards is long. Somebody at the stadium was saying he was just money from 65 yards in warm-up. So he is one of the best kickers in the country as a sophomore, and one of the best, maybe the best young kicker in college football, what Vanderbilt has. So holding them to field goals, a good play by Jelani McDonald. Holding them to field goals is pretty much going to be automatic unless you block one in this game. This kid's really good.
Okay, power formation. Texas gets pressure. It was Baron Sorrell harassing the quarterback, and there you go. They're going to call that a touchdown. Diego Pavia on the first drive, 18-yard scramble for a touchdown. Baron Sorrells had early pressure, but no contain to the outside, and all the way in for – they're going to probably review this, but it did look like he got the pylon.
And you look, your edges. This is a contained game. He pushed him to the wow. Gilbo kind of thought he was going to push him out of bounds. He ended up pushing him to the end zone. But this is a game that you have to be gap sound, gap integrity in this game. This guy has I've talked about it all week, Aaron. He has the vision of a running back. He was out about the 2.5, it looked like possibly. But he has the vision of a running back.
The next view, he kept his foot in bounds, it appears. It was really close, but I think he did, and then leapt for the pylon and got it. I mean, that's exactly the start Texas didn't need. A turnover on their first drive, a penalty on the kickoff, which backed you up, then a turnover, and now on a 3rd and 8, where you had Pavia maybe contained, all of a sudden he's outside the pocket, and he goes 20 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, he does. And again, this is the worst case scenario start for Texas. They're going to be down 7-0 here. They are down 7-0. And you look up and there's 9:40 to go in the first quarter. So this is a huge drive coming up for the Texas offense, because the reality is if you get a couple of first downs and then you have to punt the football, that may be the last time you get it in this quarter against this team.
Well, we said he's a runner, and he can make things happen on the outside of the pocket. Mark that down. That's a third down play where if you get off the field there, you force a field goal instead. No contain to the outside. And look, Baron Sorrells, he's the defensive end on that play, Jerry, and he cut underneath and got early pressure, but that left nobody on the outside, right? Because he cut underneath to the inside. There's no one on contain on that side, and Pavia picked it up pretty quickly. And by the time anybody in the defensive backfield knew it, he was already up on top of him.
Yeah, and if any linebacker false steps on a play where your edge goes inside, you're in trouble. If a quarterback can get outside, if he breaks contain, you're in trouble because then you essentially have one man. You have one man, whether that be the nickel or the corner, depending on the routes behind him. And that's exactly what we saw on that play.
All right, the 7-0 Vanderbilt. Again, you said it, Jerry. Worst case scenario start for the Longhorns, turnover on their offensive possession. I'd also throw in the penalty on the kickoff because that didn't help to back it up inside the 10-yard line. The run game was going a little bit with Weisner, had 12 yards on 3 carries, and then the tip drill interception on the blitzing linebacker who got his hand up, kind of beat Jake Majors, which creates the pressure. And because, we didn't get to talk about right before that run for third down. I thought Quinn Ewers did a good job of getting them out of one play and into another. Yeah. And ended up picking up a first down and then, look like RPO action with the interception. But they got to get back on track here and get this thing, slow start with something you didn't want in this game, and you're off to one.
Yeah, and look, this is one thing that can't happen again. I mean, Georgia had success with linebacker delay blitzes against Texas. And what was on that interception? That was a linebacker blitz up the middle. And in the A and B gaps, Georgia had a lot of success against Texas because they were bringing guys off the edge, all those future NFL guys. Their interior guys are more hold the point of attack guys. And then they were bringing the linebackers and on a bit of a delayed blitzes at times. And they moved around their chest piece, Jalen Walker. But they had success doing that. And what you see initially on that first drive from Vanderbilt? That's what they did. It was a little bit of a delayed blitz, and he worked against Jake Majors, and he got too much depth into the backfield and was able to get up an arm and bat a pass. So you're on that first drive, you saw the same thing that Georgia had success on. Vanderbilt goes right to.
Yep. All right, Longhorns have to regroup here. They're down 7-0, obviously, but still a lot of time in this football game. But the frustrating part for Texas fans and for us, Jerry, I'm sure for Sark is. The idea of containing Pavia, I'm sure, was the conversation of the whole week. And on the first third down play, he's untouched to the pylon, essentially. That needs to be adjusted pretty quickly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a all week we've talked about gap integrity up front, linebackers diagnosing with very few false steps because that's what they're trying to do with this offense is create false steps at linebacker and eye discipline in the secondary. That if those three things happen, then Texas is going to be fine on defense. But you saw in the first drive that did not happen. And you have a guy at quarterback who's the ultimate warrior type of player that plays the position with running back instincts and vision, even though he's a quarterback. And those guys are dangerous in the college game. Contain is everything against quarterbacks that are like running backs with their vision and instincts when plays break down. Those are dangerous quarterbacks in college football. You have to have tremendous contain against them.
Agreed. All right, Longhorns second drive. This time the ball was 5 yards deep in the end zone, and they didn't return it. That's probably the wiser decision after what happened on the first one. But we'll see what the Longhorns can do here. They were driving a little bit, got 17 yards on their first drive, but then the interception. Another one of those early turnovers for the Longhorns. But drive 2 starts at the 25-yard line here in our first quarter. The On Texas Football Watch along with us. Coach Bob Shipley will join us. Rod Babers will join us throughout the course of the broadcast. We're going to get Bobby today or just the post-game with Bobby, Jerry?
I think it's just post-game with Bobby today.
All right, little swing route. That time, no block. Matthew Golden got beat at the point. And might need to see Texas push the ball down the field here, Jerry, at some point, just to stretch some things out because they're sitting on the short routes already. They're going to do that until Quinn shows he can push it down the field.
Yeah, and look, if you're gonna swing pass on the perimeter, your receivers have to get the block. They don't have to hold it forever, but they have to get the initial block to give the play a chance. They got blown up on that play on the initial block.
They did. Now a nice play. You'll see this one coming to Jerry out to Gunnar Helm. Good play right there for sure. and Longhorns in business now. So it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and short. This is their second 3rd and short of this ball game. They converted the first on a Trey Wisner run to the left side. We'll see what they do this time here.
Yeah, it's good, clean pocket, a kind of a max protect scenario, and his safety valve. He got
good run here. Really nice play here. Trey Wisner having a really good first quarter. The Q-man, Quinn Ewers for 18 yards on this one. Made some guys miss, had some blockers out there. Longhorns now in business up near midfield.
Again, so that's 2 receivers to the top, onto the boundary side, swung it out to Quinn, swung it out to Trey Wisner, made 2 guys miss, got up the field, fell forward, got the extra yard. Really good play design and play call there by Sark, getting it to his back on the field side, not on the boundary side where he could work. Really good play call.
Yeah, this would be a big response here, Jerry, to get back down and see if you can put it in the end zone here. You're now across midfield, 2nd and 7, trying to stay ahead of the chains here. Trey Wisner got a couple yards on that little cutback run. Now Jaden Blue enters the game at running back, along with DeAndre Moore, Matthew Golden, and Ryan Wingo at wide receiver. Gunnar Helm is in at tight end. Longhorns trying to answer a Vanderbilt early touchdown after a Quinn Ewers interception on a tip drill. Another RPO play, and here's DeAndre Moore. Look out. He got a lot of green grass, and he's going to tiptoe out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Great play. That's the explosiveness on the outside. One guy misses, and DeAndre Moore's got a chunk play.
Yeah, no doubt. I like Sark is running wide. He's starting plays running wide. He's using his athleticism on the offensive line in the run game early here, bringing it back to the short pass game to the field side. Just did that with Wisner. Now he does that with DeAndre Moore. 2 good blocks on the perimeter. Gave that play a chance to maximize, and DeAndre Moore will maximize those plays. Really good vision, great competitor. Look, this only happens if you get this one perimeter block. Then you got to make one man miss, and he got by that guy. So they got the 2-on-2. They got it to a 2-on-2 situation on the perimeter. That's exactly what you're looking at. So if the outside receiver gets the block, then your job is to make one man miss. They maximize that play.
Another good play back to Jaden Blue. That looked like they had 3 options on that, and Vanderbilt did a good job covering up the back end. But these little quick passes are hurting Vanderbilt right now. Longhorns moving down the field. That's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they rule this. It's either going to be 3rd and short or 1st and goal for Texas right about the 6-yard line. They're going to call it 3rd and half a foot. 2-down territory for sure here, Jerry.
But look, this is where Texas has an advantage, speed on the perimeter versus Vanderbilt. That's linebackers are really good players between the hash marks, okay? But when they're asked to turn and run, sideline to sideline, Texas has an advantage with speed. Same thing at wide receiver versus the Vanderbilt secondary. This is where they have advantages in this game, and all they have to do is execute up front, and they will score points on Vanderbilt.
All right, now 1st and goal for Texas, another RPO for Quinn. I do like his body language in this game so far, Jerry. He's being decisive. He's making good reads. His footwork's been better. Nothing really down the field, but at the same time, he looks like he's seeing the field pretty well and getting rid of it in quick order.
Yeah. I think, look, that Quinn is executing the horizontal passing game, the boundary.
Let's see. Hold on. That's going to be a touchdown.
Yep.
Matthew Golden out route, kind of crossed him at the double receipt. 2 receivers to the left side. They cross, and Quinn hit the pylon. Oops, sorry, microphone.
No, you're good. It's good to be excited, Aaron.
Oh no, I just banged my little screen here, and it took my microphone off. There we go. Yeah, touchdown. See if they review this, but it looked like a good throw from Quinn, standing from the pocket, but threw it to the pylon. Touchdown.
Golden's his guy in the red zone. That is who he's got the best rapport with. I was told that all summer. That's who he has the most confidence in, especially on 3rd and shorts, red zone areas. Matthew Golden, he hasn't dropped the ball this year that's mattered. I don't think he's dropped the ball, period. But really good. That's the great answer by Texas. You know what that does? That gives your defense energy. Your defense needs physicality, discipline, and energy. That drive right there gives your defense energy. After last week, what the Texas defense did is they really protected the goal line in some adverse situations. This week, the first drive, they did not. So now they needed the offense to come help them. That was a huge drive for the Texas offense, not just for Quinn, the guy they just showed, and the offense and the offensive line, but for the defense. All right, defense, we got your back. We didn't have your back last week. We're showing you we got your back. Great catch, Matthew Golden.
Yeah, it was more of the same to start, right? The defense has a short field to defend to begin the game. Now they can kick it off and see if they can make Vanderbilt go the distance. 7-7 now. 9 plays, I believe by my count, it was 8 passes and 1 run. Wisner had 1 rush for 3 yards. Everything else was through the air, quick stuff to Matthew Golden, to DeAndre Moore, to Jaden Blue out of the backfield, and Trey Wisner out of the backfield. So a 75-yard drive, 72 of that through the air with Quinn, who's now at 77 yards on 9 of 10. The only incompletion was that tipped interception.
I don't know if this is terrible or great chat response by Manilo Sportardi. More third down conversions than last week. It's kind of sad that I just had to pull that up, but I did.
That's true. Well, look, man, you look at money downs last week against Georgia on 3rd and 4th down, they were like 2 for 20 or 3 for 20. It was not good at all. You can't sustain drives that way. Obviously, you can't get a rhythm offensively, but you also have to turn around and give some flowers to Georgia's defense. They were outstanding. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All those little quick passes that Texas just attacked Vanderbilt with, Georgia was gobbling those up.
Well, no, they have too much speed at linebacker and safety. They closed angles like that. It's the only team Texas has played this year. And that's why, like, from the Georgia game, people are like saying, oh, no, A&M's defense. Oh, no, everybody else's defense, Kentucky and everything. I said, but here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. And I'm not saying A&M's front four is really good. There are teams that have a front four like Georgia and then linebackers behind it. That Jalen Walker was the best player in the game last week. He's a linebacker. They move him all around. Georgia's linebackers are studs as far as turn and run and physicality. They close that stuff instantly. There aren't many teams in America that can close the perimeter game of Texas instantly. The only way that happens is if the wide receiver misses the initial block on the perimeter. But the teams on Texas schedule, they don't close like Georgia does. There's a reason Georgia's been recruiting like they have. They're all big, fast, and when they hit you, you feel it.
No doubt about it. All right, 7-7, first quarter brought to you by Anthony Hippolito and his campaign to be the sheriff of Hays County, just south of Travis County here in central Texas. We'll tell you more about him coming up, but obviously early voting is started. Lines are near me are pretty far out the door. People are getting in and voting. If you live in Hays County, have friends in Hays County, relatives in Hays County, please encourage them to vote for Anthony. It is one of the fastest growing counties in our state, and a lot of important things happening. A fentanyl fight with that crisis, school safety and high school safety, and just the general public well-being. Anthony is transparent. He's going to be a great sheriff. Vote for Anthony Hippolito. He's also an avid watcher of the On Texas Football channel. He drops out of my radio show, Jerry, to watch Coffee and Football. He said, when I'm working out in the morning, I like to watch Coffee and Football. Then I turn you back on when I get in the car. So we get a little bit of both of Anthony when he's driving in. But one of the best. Go vote for him before an early voting or a couple Tuesdays from now. All right, Jerry, what do you want to see from this defense now? They let Pavia get loose on the first drive for an 18-yard touchdown. Need to play in the backfield a little bit here.
First down defense is huge against Vanderbilt. First down defense, first down run defense, huge against Vanderbilt. If they get 4, 5, 6 on first down, that's not a team that you want to play because they're really good in third and shorts. One of the best in the country. You have to play well on first down against Vanderbilt.
Look at Jelani McDonald coming up playing an aggressive style right now. He's getting his start because of the injury to Andrew Makuba. And so far, he's made a couple nice tackles coming up. That's a 5-yard gain, though, on first down. As Pavia got, that's all they want, Jerry. They get 4 or 5 yards, they're happy.
Oh, and almost was a face mask there too, right? I mean, but yeah, that's the thing. Look, they're going to run. They're going to run a little bit of that spread option at times. Now that was more of the double tight one in motion. But this is kind of where they hit you. They have and I know that's not the Tim Beck that used to coach at Texas. He's the head coach at Coastal Carolina. But they have a really well-rounded run game, QB run game, running back run game. They have some other stuff they mix in shovel pass wise, but this is the toughest run game Texas had to prepare for all season.
Here we go. Now they've got what they want, which is they being Vanderbilt. It's third and manageable, 3rd and 3. Big stop here for Texas so they get them off the field. But this is what Vanderbilt wants, 3 yards at a time, and then keep the chains moving and keep that clock rolling. It's already inside, 4.5 minutes.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that they do if they run the ball well, then they get your eyes drifting. And that's when Pavia makes you pay through the air. That's what they want. They want to have initial success in the run game to get you taking that step downhill, get those eyes drifting a little bit, then that's where they hit you in the passing game, normally with Stowers in motion.
All right, 4th and 1. Are they going to go for this in their own territory? This is a gambler here for some first down. Are they going to punt or not? Texas did get the stop. They got 1.5 yards, but that's going to leave it 4th and 1 yard, maybe a little more than that on a 2-yard play. But 3 of 4 on 3rd down. They're going for this at their own 33-yard line, 34-yard line. Surprising early move, knowing they've got a top 5 team in their building, trying to get some momentum here. 4th down, going for it.
Yeah, see, I think they're just trying to pull them off sides. I'm not sure, Clark, or maybe he takes some time to think about it. But look, this is a game.
Trick play. Little trick play. How about that, Jerry? They get it because they did look like they were going to try to draw Texas offside. Then it looked like they were going to, call timeout or go whatever, and they quick flag it. There is a flag down though. I think Vanderbilt was in motion.
Let's see, because I'm a few seconds behind you guys. That's kind of right out of a Sark playbook a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be false start on them. That's going to be back it up. They'll punt.
That was a legal formation, so they're going to have to pump it. Hey, look, we said it. This is a throw the kitchen sink game at it for Vanderbilt. They're playing with house money. They're 5-2 right now. What do people think they'd be? 5-1. What people think they'd be right now? 1-4. I mean, so this is a house money game for Vanderbilt right now. They have nothing to lose. They're going to make a bowl game. They're going to have a good season. So why not throw the kitchen sink at Texas today and take a risk or two you might not ordinarily take? Makes all the sense in the world.
Texas may got lucky on that a little bit. Here goes Silas Bolden exploding across midfield on a great punt return. Longhorns going to have great field position if there's not a flag. They did the nice play there. Pavia was looking to the sidelines, and then the receiver came over, took the snap, and handed it to another receiver. Clark Lee's furious. He felt like they got set. And I think they called it on Pavia because Pavia was kind of looking over to the sidelines, and they said he didn't get set because he was looking over at like he turned his head is what I think they're telling him. Either way, it was very close, and Vanderbilt would have had a first down. Instead, Texas forces the punt after the 5-yard penalty, and the Longhorns are going to start on the Vandy 49 in a 7-7 game here in our first quarter. You just said it. I mean, what do you have to lose if you're Vanderbilt? You are playing with house money right now. That was a great play call, and
yes.
Officials took it back from them. That'll be questionable.
Yeah. I mean, they did not agree. Clark Lee did not agree on Diego Pavia being called for that. I think that's what the argument is there. But a huge drive again. Huge job. Good job by the Texas defense. That really the 3rd and 2.5 play was huge for Texas on that drive. Right, and that forced the decision, which then forced the flag. But that's the offense picking up the defense, which the defense had to pick up the offense all night against Georgia. Texas offense picked up the defense so far in the first quarter. Defense comes back and brings their energy back for the Texas offense. Silas Bolden, super aggressive in the punt return game. Now Texas has great field position against a Vanderbilt defense that if Texas just executes, they will move the ball through the air and they will run the ball effective enough, and they will score on this Vanderbilt defense. If the offense if they can create pockets for Quinn and they can continue to win on some perimeter blocks, they're going to score points against this Vanderbilt defense because Vandy wants to play in a 2-high. They want to play in a 2-high. They don't want to give up vertical shots, big shots down the field. That's not what they want to do. They want to make Texas earn it. Just go execute against us. 8, 10-play drives. Well, Texas just had one. Let's see if they can come back and get another because I don't think Vanderbilt has the juice on that defense to really force Texas to change much out of what they want to do. We'll see if I'm wrong.
I'll be interested to see if Quinn Sark comes out with something here. Field position like this coming out of a timeout after a 24-yard punt return, momentum on the Texas side. You might see something here. And we saw Texas attacking the flats in that previous drive. You wonder if there's a pump and go or something that has a double move attached to it because there wasn't much pressure on Quinn in that drive. Ball was coming out quick. You wonder if there's something to, double move, get Ryan Wingo over the top. Because Vanderbilt's going to be coming up trying to take away those flats. Might be something here, and Sark does like going for home runs out of timeouts.
Look, here's the deal: if Vanderbilt's going to play too deep and the corners are going to play off, you just got to take what they give you, and then you got to say, guys, get your perimeter blocks. It's all in your hands. The guys on the edges blocking on the perimeter. This game's in your hands. If they're going to play a too deep shell look, and their corners are going to play off, then it is what it is. You can't force the ball down the field. You have to force them out of that look. So if they show that same defensive shell look again, you just got to get your blocks on the perimeter and go execute, because you're going to have many play opportunities at that point.
All right, there's a shot down the field. That's going to be completed. That's Amari Nyblack, one of his first catches of the season. I'd look up his number. Amari Nyblack getting down the field behind the linebackers in front of the safeties, and good throw by Quinn there.
Yeah, somebody's in the chat's asking how Quinn's feet are. Well, he hadn't had any pressure yet to really make him to see how he's going to react to pressure. The wall's kind of closing in, as I call it. Right now, he's got clean pockets. If Quinn has clean pockets today, he's going to throw for 300 plus, because these guys can't cover Texas.
He's 11 for 12 now. That was the throw to Nyblack was really the deepest throw. He's had another one down to Gunnar Helm, but the tight ends so far have been effective. That one looked like a face mask on Ryan Wingo. I think he was down, but still he did grab and pull his helmet off, but not called. All right, 2nd and 10 now for Texas. They are in field goal range, but they're thinking more here inside Vanderbilt territory. Quinn Ewers is red hot. He's only got one incompletion. There's Nyblack again, getting 2 catches on this drive. There's a throw right there with Quinn that makes you feel pretty good, that he was able to, back up, step into it, and really put something on it there. And if he's still battling that stomach issue, that oblique, looked like a good throw there. But it's still going to be 3rd and 8. Ball's coming out quick, Jerry.
Yep. Ball's coming out quick. Got to get it out to the perimeter. Let your guys win one-on-ones. That's what the name of this game is. Vanderbilt will make some plays, but if you give the Texas receivers enough opportunities and you can get a block on the perimeter, you're going to win in this game. I'm not sure how they missed that face mask either, by the way.
Here's the first deep shot. It's open to DeAndre Moore, and it's a touchdown. Great throw by Quinn. DeAndre Moore did a great job of playing basketball and boxing out the cornerback, and dropped it in the bucket. Longhorns take their first lead of this game, 27-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, so see, it's a two receiver route, double tight. Quinn had a lot of time. They gave up outside leverage. And look, that's the way I would play Texas. I would say, Quinn, all right, we're going to give you outside leverage at times. You got to make the throw now. The difference is if I'm Vanderbilt, I make Texas throw that along the boundary. But really good throw by Quinn there. DeAndre Moore's going to come up with the catch. That guy's just a gamer. He is a performer. He is a guy who executes a game plan in his position as well as any player on the Texas team.
He's off to a huge quarter, 4 catches, 67 yards, and that touchdown. Quinn Ewers, the start you wanted to see from Quinn, 13 out of 14 for 126 and 2 scores. Obviously, the interception was a tip ball that looked like it was going to be a good throw, but it just got knocked up in the air by the linebacker who got pressure. But the inside receiver, and I like the way DeAndre Moore kind of shielded the defensive back there, playing a little rebounding, and good throw by Quinn, touchdown. Longhorns take the lead. Let's not forget that was a 3rd down play, Jerry. That was 3rd and 8. And the Longhorns converted. They're already 4 out of 4 on 3rd downs. Yeah,
and again, Vanderbilt's not a team with their front 4 who wins pass rushing situations. Now, we're going to see what the Texas defense does first, but now let's see what adjustments Vanderbilt's forced to make on defense, because they can't keep sitting back in too high shell playing off the Texas corners. They've given up 14, and there's still a minute to go in the first quarter. Clark Lee now is on the headset saying, guys, this is a different level offensive team we're playing against. They got too many guys everywhere for us. They're going to have to change up defensively. They're going to have to start bringing an extra number. They're going to have to if I'm them, I play my corners tighter and try to give up some outside leverage and see if Quinn can hit down the sideline throws, because that's been his weakness as a quarterback in the college level. But they have to come out of what they're doing right now, because Texas has 141 yards against them in the first quarter at home. Well, Vanderbilt, they're going to be on the headset saying, hey, guys, well, they're going to beat us. What we want to do is not going to work today. So how are they going to adjust? We're about to find out.
Yeah, and they did, opportunistically force a turnover with a tip ball that led to 7 points, and that's why they're in this game. And they might one more drive. They're right where they want to be. But you're right; they're getting shredded right now by Quinn Ewers in this Texas passing attack. here on our first quarter. And, they showed a great replay of the penalty on the fourth down play. It was the wide receiver that they called that in motion on, right? On the far side, on the downside near the Vanderbilt sideline, who was trying to fake Texas that he was talking to the sideline. So he and the quarterback were both doing that. So you essentially had two guys in motion. Here's a throwback to Cedric Alexander. Good play there, and that's going to be a chunk play on first down. It's going to go for 15 yards, and Vanderbilt's moving.
Yeah, look, this is where Diego Pavia is tremendous. He is a good ball faker. He plays really well with the football. He can get your eyes drifting because he's a run threat, but he's also so good with the football. He is a playmaker with the ball in his hands anytime, whether that's in the run game, whether that's off play action. He's a tremendous ball handler, or in the passing game. And if Vanderbilt's got to get him in throws, he really makes it a high percentage. And those are those types of throws. That throwbacks to tight end, off play action, off some waggle. Things need to be on the move to keep Diego moving. That's where he's at his strength.
That might be the last play of the first quarter. We'll see if they snap it again before we get this second down. But Pavia, we talked about it all week, Jerry. He's a 3-time state wrestling champion in New Mexico. I mean, he is a tough kid.
Yes.
He's going to be hard to tackle, and we'll see. They've got 9 seconds to go. We'll see if they snap this thing or let it get to the end of the first quarter. It's been a great one for the Longhorns offensively outside of the one turnover. And, Vanderbilt's going to let it get to the quarter. It's brought to you by Anthony Hippolito. He's my guy for sheriff in Hays County. He's an avid Texas football watcher and Longhorn fan, lifelong Central Texan. Went to Hays High School. Anthony did. Retired APD after 25 years and now doing great things with the sheriff's department there in Hays County. Works directly under the current sheriff, Gary Cutler, who is retiring and wants Anthony to replace him. But he needs your vote here in the early voting period, or when you go to the polls in a couple of Tuesdays, vote for Anthony Hippolito. If you live in Hays County, or as I always say here on the On Texas Family Watch Along, have family or friends in Hays County, shoot him a text. Tell him, hey, man, vote for Anthony. He's a Longhorn. He's going to do great things for the county. And, fentanyl crisis is a problem for our young people. High school safety is important. And just the growth of Hays County. It's one of the fastest growing counties in Texas when you consider what's happening in Dripping Springs and Butte Kyle and up and down into San Marcos. It's just the population boom. You need a sheriff who's transparent, honest, and leads with integrity like Anthony Hippolito for Hays County Sheriff. All right, 15 minutes in the books, 15 coming before halftime, Jerry. What's the mindset for the Longhorns? It's in midfield. You're going to have a second down. You got to feel pretty good. Check the box of Quinn Ewers, good start, and Texas offense, good start. Quinn looks confident. You got to feel like if your defense somehow, if you can let Vanderbilt score, you feel like you can score points at will in this game, at least so far. Defense has to bow up and see if you can get the ball back. Yeah,
no doubt about it. You got to – look, you can't give them touchdown for touchdown answer. That's the one thing you can't do. Now, Vanderbilt's kicker is a rock star. Now, this dude has range out to 60 yards in the college game. He's a future pro. So he factors in. So even if you hold him and stop him at the 38 on a drive, that dude's about coming out with his skin. He's kind of skinny. He's coming out with his rocket leg, and people are going to be like, God dang, that guy had plenty to spare. That's the level kicker they're at. So got to hold him to a field goal attempt here. You don't want to go touchdown for touchdown. What you want to do is get up 2 scores. It's so similar to the Mississippi State game, but this is much better football team, obviously. If you can get up 2 scores, you kind of start to take them out of what they ideally want to do in a game like this. But I'm really interested more so than what happens with this Texas defensive series, because I do think they'll clamp down here. Is Vanderbilt defensively, because they can't continue doing what they're doing. It's not going to work unless Texas starts to give up some pressures or they turn the ball over, fumbles, another interception. If Texas plays a clean game, man, they're going to score points on this Vanderbilt team. So I'm interested to see what Clark Lee comes up with defensively on this series. By the way, some scores around the country. Oregon 28-3 with like 2 minutes to go in the first half against Illinois at home. BYU continues to be maybe one of the true bounce back stories in college football, because they were awful. They couldn't get a first down against people last year. Here they are 7-0, and they're up 17-7 against UCF nearing the end of the half. Alabama up 6-0 on Missouri with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. So 3 games there. Big games later tonight. Obviously undefeated LSU and SEC play playing undefeated A&M and SEC play later.
Yeah, Ole Miss rallied to beat Oklahoma earlier today, Jerry. Oklahoma was up 14-10, and then it was all Ole Miss to the end, 26-14 final. Indiana is the story of college football right now. They are going to be 8-0. They beat Washington 31-17 with their backup quarterback. How about the scare for Ohio State? Nebraska actually took the lead in Columbus 17-14, but Will Howard took them down the field, put it in the end zone. And then they got a late interception to seal the deal, 21-17. Notre Dame ended the perfect season of Navy in a big way, 51-14 earlier today. So those games are in the books. And as you said, the games that are in progress, Oregon looking good. There's Coach Bob Shipley. Coach, how are you? Welcome to the second quarter.
Yep, doing great. How you guys?
So far, one turnover that led to a touchdown, but the offenses look crisp outside of that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. A bad pass like that, tip pass line of scrimmage, unfortunate. But I like the way that we've kind of rebounded and were able to get off the field on that last drive defensively and see if we can get another stop on this drive.
Yeah, what have you seen from Quinn Ewers? I mean, decisive, ball's coming out quick. He's 13 out of 14. The tip drill obviously is going to go to him, but at the same time, he's looked sharp and the offenses look sharp. I
really like the way that he's rebounded. I mean, I was a little bit afraid after that start, but he seems to have a lot of confidence.
There's Pavia with a nice strike for a first down outside of the 30-yard line. RPO action, got the inside slant route, and really the longest pass that Pavia has thrown so far. He's 2 for 2 for 30 yards now. Yeah, just got inside of Manny Muhammad that time. Yeah, the defensive linemen got to get their hands up. They can knock those down. He's a shorter guy, but he threw it through the trees that time.
Yeah, one of the issues, if they have success running the ball up the middle, which they have, whether that be Cedric Alexander or QB run, Coach, what happens? Those linebackers kind of take that step downhill thinking he's
going to – ball in the air. Michael Taft's going to have an interception, guys. Sorry about that, Jerry, but I know you're behind. But tip drill for Texas, tit for tat. Turnover. Longhorns doing a good job, bend but don't break, but then get the ball in the air. Michael Taft with the interception.
A tipped ball is a caught ball, usually by the other team.
That's exactly right. We just said it. Get your hands up with a shorter quarterback like that.
Yeah, that's right. But I tell you what, you got to like this Vanderbilt.
Ethan Burke, I think, got the ball, guys.
Yep. Westlake play. That's a whole Westlake play.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, Westlake did beat Lake Travis last night with defense and special teams. They went out to Lake Travis and won that ball game. A punt return to end the game, essentially, for a touchdown, and they win it, in the Battle of the Lakes last night. And now Westlake to Westlake on the tip drill.
Hey, by the way, that's his first interception at home this season. Okay, he has 5 touchdowns, no interceptions at home. So Texas continues to be a team that picks off the ball, and that was a tremendous play by Ethan Burke, who should have an impact in this game. But first interception at home for Diego this season, only his second on the season all told.
Another quick pass to the flat that time. The Longhorns are being very efficient offensively. And here's a chance, Jerry and Coach, to, as Jerry just said, get up 2 scores potentially and maybe kind of alter what Vanderbilt wants to do offensively. Plenty of time again for Quinn, and he's going to take off. Hit the slide. That's going to be a first down.
Again, if Vanderbilt, they can't – Texas is going to make plays on the perimeter with their playmakers and their skill guys. I'm not sure how Vanderbilt's going to adjust. They have one safety closer to the box this drive. It's still a too high shell, Coach, but they're kind of maybe start bringing one of those safeties down because I think they have to at this point. I'm not sure they can stay too high shell and play off coverage and stop Texas if they're executing. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either. If Texas can get a touchdown on this drive, it's certainly put some pressure on them. But again, I don't know. There's something about Quinn. He looks healthy.
He does.
I don't see that hesitation that we've seen, from him when he's hurt.
Look out, Jaden Blue. That needs to crank it up. The Longhorns only with 30 yards of rushing at this point, but that one is going to change. There's a flag down here. What are we going to have a hold?
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul. I'm not sure. I'm afraid it's going to be on one of our offensive linemen. It'll be after the play, I believe. Saw the helmet come off of a Commodore.
All All right, so the yardage will be gained. It'll be first down. It's going to be unsportsmanlike on Hayden Connor.
Cam Williams. That was Cam pancaked his guy, but then he gave him a push in the chest afterwards. He's dumb 15-yard penalty. Great block by Cam Williams. Dumb ending to the play by Cam Williams.
All right, so the 9-yard gain will count, and they'll back it up 15 from there. Longhorns still in good spot here. Actually, they're going to call it 2nd and 16.
Oh, okay. It wasn't dead ball. Okay.
All right, so the Longhorns have ways to go now. 2nd and 16. Field goal range would be at about 15 yards. Play action. Missed tackle. Yep, it's going to be close to a first down for Jaden Blue. And I'm with you, Coach. It does feel like Quinn is seeing the field well. He's not forcing things. He's taking the check downs when they're there, and the offense is moving.
And look, this is a Jaden Blue game in space. If you can get him in space, these guys, they don't have enough athleticism to play with him. Certainly not the linebackers. If Jaden Blue, if they can get him in space, he is going to make big plays in this game. It's a fast field, and he's a fast player.
First down.
Yeah, they gave him good spot for Texas, and another chain mover for Texas. Here's Gunnar Helm across the middle. They're going to gang tackle him, but the Longhorns are now into field goal range. But they want more than that as we approach inside 11 minutes here of the second quarter. Longhorns gave up an interception on their first drive, tip drill that went for a Vanderbilt touchdown a couple plays later. But Texas has really controlled the game since then. Quinn Ewers, guys, since that interception is 16 for 16. Look out for Wisner here. Chunk play. There a flag down. Looks like a flag down. Or is that a piece of there? Yeah, there's a flag down.
That's not good.
That's going to be on Kelvin Banks that time. Wisner ran it right outside of him. Second penalty on the offensive line on this drive, and Longhorns overcame the first one. This will be 2nd and 11 now, but a good run by Trey Wisner that time, negated.
Yeah, they see something in the outside run game. They've been attacking the entire game. They attacked it early in the first quarter at the outside run game. I think it's the athleticism coach of the Texas offensive line, offensive tackles, and a puller like a DJ Campbell. I think it's just they see an athleticism advantage there against Vanderbilt on the edges with the offensive line.
I don't think there's any doubt. Rod Babers and I were talking about that on Football Theory earlier this week. There's no reason that Texas can't control the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, we were talking about how it'd be a good game to bring in the 6-0 line package and just run it right at them because they can't stop.
Delayed blitz that time is going to get home, and the Longhorns are now out of field goal range. That was a great play call defensively by Clark Lee, and Quinn just ate it. I mean, a linebacker blitz untouched.
Yep. So we're getting to the point here where the penalties are the killers. On this drive, it's straight up penalties. And look, Coach, by the way, it was the linebacker blitzes against Georgia up the A and B gaps that really were the difference maker, I thought. Now, Mikael Williams and Jalen Walker, when they moved him off the edge, are tremendous. But it was the linebacker blitzes up the middle, and especially the delayed blitzes up the middle, that I think gave Texas the biggest issues, and that's Jaden Blue on a whiff.
Yeah, Jaden Blue just didn't see the block, and he's got to be – that's right up through the gap there. Oh, great play by DeAndre. Oh, man, that was going to be good. Oh, yeah, they're going to give it to him. Yeah, I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, great play.
Great play by DeAndre Moore. He's already got a touchdown catch and 67 yards receiving. Now down there to make the play on defense. What is happening? It's
like extracurricular.
Yeah, another play like capture the flag out there, Coach.
Not sure he heard a whistle, so he thought he might pick it up and sneak it down the sidelines.
And Michael Tapp wasn't going to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what a play by DeAndre Moore. Dead ball right there. Great play by number 0 and threw it back in. So great call, great play. And the Longhorns, you just said it though, Jerry, those penalties were killers. It felt like Texas was rolling and a chance to maybe go down and get up 2 scores, and that 15-yard penalty on Cam Williams, the 10-yard penalty on Kelvin Banks, your 2 tackles kind of slowed that drive down. And
yeah,
especially
the one on Cam. The one on Cam was the killer because he had pancaked the guy, made a tremendous block. They had a 9-yard gain on a run on first down, or second down, and you get a dumb 15-yard penalty, just pushing the guy to the ground after you already pancaked him when you got up. That's the penalty that killed that drive. You can deal with a holding call, man, because the SEC is going to call holding, but that 15-yarder slowed down that drive.
Yep. 25 yards you had to overcome. And then again, the sack was huge because it took you out of field goal range, Coach. You couldn't even bring Bert Auburn out there to make it a 17-7 game, or at least try to. So big play by Vanderbilt's team. Hey, let me mention our second quarter is underway, and it's brought to you by the great folks at ATX Trees. My buddy Albert Cedillo and his family-owned company for 25 years. I have an ATX tree in my backyard that we put up. We were doing some yard work, and we're going to talk about putting up maybe a pergola or some or a cover, and said, you know what, let's just get a tree. It's actually less expensive, and it's going to be an established tree that will provide the shade. It's going to look great. And so we have that. Plus we have the guys at ATX Trees coming out here soon to trim our front trees and prune them back, keep them looking great. And that's what they do at ATX Trees. They're locally owned and operated. Tree sizes start are from 30 gallons up. So it's hard to find these. These are mature trees that they're going to pull out of their tree farm and bring to your home like they did for us. And it looks amazing. They have 18 varieties of native trees in stock. So if you bought a house and you don't want to wait the decades for the trees to mature and grow up, you can call ATX Trees or go to that website. 25 years of experience growing these trees and then keeping them looking great in your yard and your property, wherever it might be. They also do a great job with the xeriscapes. If you're tired of the droughts, we've been in a pretty severe drought here the last couple of months. That's not going to end. You want to save water, save cost on water. That thirsty grass, you can do their water-wise plants and hardscaping, drip irrigation, as well as you see on there on the screen. It's ATX Trees. Again, 25 years, the Cedillo family, from their tree farm to your home. Healthy trees all year long. Of course, once they install a tree at your house, like the one we have, it's got a lifetime warranty on it. So they're going to make sure it stays looking great, flourishes in your yard. Plus 10% off all phone orders, 749-5149. That's 512-749-5149, plus the $200 off the xeriscape projects right now. All right, ATX Trees bringing the second quarter. Longhorns now have Vanderbilt at the 1-yard line after the DeAndre Moore great special teams play. See if the Longhorns can make something happen here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big look. Teams normally get the ball out of the end zone against you. Vanderbilt's going to run it. But the key is going to be here is a third down defensive play for Texas on this drive. It's going to be crucial to hold them to like a 3rd and 4 type of play so you have a chance to get off the field.
Yep. Well, this is one of those. If you're Clark Lee, you're thinking, man, could we go 99 yards and run out the clock in this second quarter? If you're Texas, you want to get off the field here on 2nd and 3rd down and then get the ball back on a short field. That's what the two mindsets are. But see what Texas can do. It's 4 yards on first down.
And again, Diego is he has running back vision and feel and instincts at the quarterback position. He's a great guy to have when you're backed up in your own end zone running the football because you can put a lead blocker in front of him. That's where he is at his real strength as a runner. He does it like a running back. He sees it like a running back. He lets his blocks develop, and he does not force the issue.
There's a big 3rd down here, guys. A nice play by Anthony Hill that time. 1-yard gain on 2nd down. That's going to make it 3rd and a long 5 here from the 6-yard line. They got to get out to the 11, see if the Longhorns can get off the field here and give their offense a short field, really back up that DeAndre Moore special teams play.
Look, well, Texas, we'll see as this game moves along, but Eli Stowers, 0 catches after the first quarter, and now we're midway through the second quarter. So
wow, dangerous. That's going to be an incomplete pass, I think, but I don't know what Pavia was thinking there. They spread the field to 5 wides. They ran option left. I think Pavia thought he almost threw it right to Trey Moore.
Double. Yeah, they were trying to run a shuttle pass inside.
Okay, so I didn't see the running back on the first play, but there he was. 23 was coming through. Good defense by Texas. Trey Moore almost had himself a touchdown.
Yeah, it'd have been great if Trey could have caught it.
So here's a big one coming up. I would go punt safe, and you hope Silas Bolden doesn't go just totally nuts here. I'd go punt safe. I would not try to block this punt. Texas is the only team that stopped themselves in this game. They have 192 yards of offense. I'd play punt safe on this one. I wouldn't go after it.
And they did. And Bolden had a great 24-yard return earlier. Oh, this one he's going to fall down, tripped over the turf there. He fields everything, though, guys. He's fearless back there, isn't he?
Yes, very much so. He wants the ball in his hands at the end of a pickup basketball game. That much I'll say.
Yeah.
All right, Quinn Ewers coming back. He's 16 out of 17, guys. He's perfect since that interception to start the day, which has Vanderbilt within 7 points of this game. But when you start looking forward now, 6:51 to go, Longhorns do get the ball coming out of the second half. Well, this is where you can separate this game. You get up 21-7. Coming out of half, another possession potentially. Defense has gotten their hands around Diego Pavia. They only have 88 total yards so far. This is where you'd like to see one of those nice 4-minute drives, guys. Take some time, move the ball, stick it in the end zone, but stop with the penalties and then hurting yourself.
Yeah, we have certainly been our own worst enemy, but I just can't say how good it is to see Quinn out there just having fun again.
Yes,
he just to be relaxed, and I really am not so sure. Last week he wasn't hurting physically. I don't see that today. I don't see any sign of him slowing up or showing any signs that he's being bothered by anything, even emotionally after the interception.
100%, Coach. And Jerry, you've talked about it. I mean, that Georgia team's as close to the NFL defense as you're going to see, and they were running NFL concepts, and they were all over everything Texas wanted to do. I mean, big part of that. I mean, that's credit to Kirby versus Sark. I mean, he kind of had Sark figured out, and we saw Quinn looking indecisive, but also looking like, man, that they have somebody everywhere I want to go. I mean, so you get rattled in that case. We see NFL quarterbacks all the time, especially young ones, doing that when it's a defense that really confuses them. Kirby got the better of Texas in the first half for sure last week.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, this is a game Quinn should be comfortable because he should have more clean pockets this week. Bottom line, and they're playing a 2 deep, and if they keep playing off on the edges some. This should be an easy rhythm game for Quinn. Easy rhythm game. This is some good little perimeter passes. All you need is a block to make plays. Then you hit them with some timely things down the field. And you have mismatches all over the place against Vanderbilt. This should be a really good game for Quinn to get in a rhythm because he's not pre-snap. He's not looking at Jalen Walker and Michael Williams and all these guys on the front. Every single one of them are NFL players, and you never know where it's coming from. But again, this is a game he should be confident in the pocket because he isn't going to be under duress nearly as much.
Yep, we'll see if they can move it here. 6:46 to go. Longhorns have about 60 yards as they begin this to find the end zone. Already almost 200 total yards of offense. Those 2 penalties last drive were critical, kind of stopped themselves. But Trey Wisner outside left, again, that one's going to go for nothing. Wisner's had a pretty good start here. 7 carries, now 22 yards. Only 3.1 per carry. Blue has got 6 yards a carry. MVP so far has been Quinn Ewers, and DeAndre Moore has had a huge first half so far for the Longhorns. All right, this is going to make it 3rd and long here after 2 short runs, 3rd and 7 actually. You might want to see, I haven't seen Ryan Wingo get involved here. He's only got the 1 target so far. Watch for him here. Amari Nyblack, though, 2 catches already. He and Gunnar Helm from the tight end spot have both caught 2 balls so far. Those tight ends have been active so far, guys.
Yep.
Ooh, there's a great throw by Quinn. That's Gunnar Helm. Look out. He's into field goal range, and a great throw by Quinn right there, guys.
Yeah, it was great.
Right up the seam.
Yeah. So you had 3 receivers up top. One of them Helm up to the field side. 1 down, 1 single receiver on the boundary. Bolden in motion. They brought the backer on the blitz, picked up by Trey Wisner, which is the key. Trey Wisner picked up that blitz and allowed Quinn to step into that throw.
Well, you just feel like as this game goes on and they keep running the ball, Wisner's going to break one of these.
That was a good blitz pickup by Wisner, Coach. That made the play happen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Longhorns going quick here, almost 5 minutes with 5 minutes to go. Oh, look out. Blown coverage. Another touchdown for DeAndre Moore, 25-yarder up the left side. Just a blown coverage on tempo that time. DeAndre Moore is having one heck of a first half. And Quinn Ewers, 18 for 19, 205, and 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to 0.
And look, Vanderbilt brought numbers on that play. And Quinn recognized where his guy was going to be on the perimeter there. And again, if Texas Coach Shipley, if Texas get the ball to their playmakers on the perimeter, they're going to win in this game. They're going to win. Vanderbilt does not have the speed Texas has.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so great. A lot of great comments about Moore in this game. And, we keep talking about all the targets there are out there, and you just never know who's going to come through and have a big game. It could be one of 4 or 5, different guys. Well, Matthew Golden has had certainly had his times, and he seems to be becoming more of a consistent player in this offense.
Yeah, great play right there. Quinn, good recognition too. Quinn saw a double blitz coming from his left side and threw right into it. They brought the linebacker and they brought the corner that time off the left side, and Quinn threw right back at it, and DeAndre Moore was pretty much uncovered. Made one guy miss, and he was gone, 25 yards. It was a 5-play, 60-yard drive for a touchdown. Took 147. Longhorns up 2 scores now. And really, outside of that interception to start the game, Quinn Ewers has been phenomenal. And Longhorns at 250 yards now. Remember, guys, when they upset Alabama, Bama's problem was they fell behind early, and then they couldn't stop Pavia. But Alabama scored 35 points on just 48 plays run. I mean, they were really efficient offensively. They just couldn't stop the Vanderbilt offense. So far, outside of the first drive, Texas defense playing well.
And look, that's the first time all season that Vanderbilt had been outscored in the first quarter of a game. Meaningful. Because they were 3-0 against Vautech, 7-7 on the road at Missouri, up 13-7 against Bama, up 7-0 at Kentucky. First time this season, we said it, they're a first quarter team, that they've been outscored in the first quarter. Now, second quarter is also their second best quarter. They're a first half football team. Now Texas has put 7 on the board in the second quarter, and we're already down to 5 minutes. If Texas gets a stop in Texas, if Cam Williams didn't get the dumb penalty, they might have had 28 right now. But if Texas gets a stop here, and I'm not sure Vanderbilt can stop Texas at coach. I think Texas stops Texas today.
No, you're exactly right.
5 of 6 on third down too, which is obviously a big switch from last week. They only had 2 or 3 third down conversions all of last week. They've got 5, and they've held Vanderbilt to 1 for 3 on third down. And the one conversion was that 18-yard touchdown run by Diego Pavia that he broke containment, but they've really controlled that since. As the Longhorns now in control of this game, 21-7. Sark talked about a bounce-back game. So far, so good. You spotted them 7, but you've reeled off 21 unanswered, and it's really been the Quinn Ewers show here. What have you seen, Jerry? I know Coach Shipley has talked about it from Quinn, though. The ball's getting out quick, but I think his recognition, his confidence looks like it's back. Yes, this defense is one he should be confident against, but 18 of 19, they're not a ball hit the ground. The only incompletion was the turnover, the tip drill that was intercepted. Everything else, 18 for 18.
I think the big, the throw that he just made to DeAndre Moore was a tremendous throw. Okay. The first touchdown to DeAndre Moore, tremendous throw. And we talked about all week, he's not going to be facing the same pressure. The walls closing in, that duress he played under last week. So now if he just moves his feet, I think the thing with Quinn that I've noticed over his career is when those walls close in fast, his feet tend to freeze a little bit. And I think you saw that against Georgia. Now, because you're not playing the same level athletes, it's always a little easier to keep your feet moving. But if he didn't watch the tape last week, Coach, and say, man, I got to keep my feet moving. I mean, I don't care what happens in football for a quarterback. If you don't move your feet when you see the walls closing in, you have no chance to have success. Yeah. I don't care what happens after. I don't care what your eyes are seeing. I don't care how strong your arm is. If your feet freeze when the walls start closing in quickly, you have zero chance to have success.
Yeah, you got to have your feet balanced. You have to be balanced. If you're not balanced, then you will not have consistency. You might get lucky once in a while, but most of the time you will not be consistent passing the football.
Yeah. All right, big opportunity here for the Texas defense. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. You get off the field here, you could go score, and you're getting the ball out of halftime. Longhorns have an opportunity here.
Yeah, again, look, the first Vanderbilt's had enough success on first down in this game. In the second half, second half, I want to see Texas be better on first down defense in this game.
Yep. Well, let me check that. Vanderbilt will get the ball coming out of half because Texas started with it and threw the interception. So this is all the more reason to hold Vandy to no points here and maybe get some before the half because they do get the ball coming out of the half. I'm sure that's what Clark Lee is thinking here with Jerry Kill on the sidelines. Can we go score, get the ball coming out of half, and get back in this game? Because right now it's a 14-point deficit.
But if anybody thinks Diego Pavia is going to roll over, they've never watched this guy play.
Yeah, and here he goes. He's going to tease outside the tackle box, and he's running towards a first down. There is a penalty marker down that could help Texas here. But looks in the range of receiver holding potentially.
Yeah, Pavia is limping a little bit.
Yeah, shoelace tackle kind of knocked his ankles together. We'll see if that's anything, but it's a holding downfield. Pavia gets 19, but they take 10 away, and now Pavia to the tent, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's big.
That's huge. Let's see who made that tackle because it might have been Jade Barron who got the holding call and maybe made the tackle. All right, it was Jelani McDonald who got the ankle and kind of landed on that right ankle, turned it a little bit as they were coming to the ground, and now he's in the tent. We'll see what Pavia's situation is. New quarterback in the game.
Let's see. Was this an ankle? Was it a calf? It's hard to say.
Well, it looks like Jelani McDonald came down with his body weight on the ankle.
Yeah.
And another quarterback with some legs coming back here. We don't have a name yet. That's Johnson. Johnson? Yeah, Johnson. Good play right there. Nate Johnson.
Well, I do remember just a very short time ago, we were playing OU, and they pranched out a new quarterback in the middle of the game.
Yeah, Caleb Williams.
Little guy named Caleb Williams.
Sean asked, why isn't Jonte Cook playing? He's got beat out. I don't know any other way to say it, Sean. That's a good question, but we've been talking about it. He's just been beat out. Silas Bolden is getting his reps. Obviously, nobody's taking DeAndre Moore off the field. And even with Bond out, we didn't think we'd see a lot of Jonte Cook early in this game. We have not.
It's almost since that drop he had against Mississippi State, we've hardly seen Jonte Cook and maybe some other things going on with him. But, yes, I mean, there's a lot of talent in that room, and the best guys are going to get the ball.
Hey, Bill Norton had to make plays today. He's from Memphis. Homecoming. Home game.
Yeah, big man with a small number. I love it.
Yep.
You got to think if the clock doesn't stop after this play, Texas.
Whoa. Anthony Hill almost had a touchdown maybe, or at least an interception. Great play by Anthony. Now they got a backup quarterback in the game, 3rd and 10 with 2:28 to go. Big play here, guys.
Yeah, and that saved Texas from having to use a timeout because they were milking a lot of time off the clock.
Oh, Anthony's going to be shooting himself or hitting himself and come film study. That could have been a 6-pointer.
Oh, that was a touchdown. He might have returned that for a touchdown because they had vacated the side. He could have gone down here. Yeah, that was his pick 6. Wow.
All right, good pressure by Texas, delivered, and first down. Good throw by the backup. That's a 12-yard gain.
First catch for Stowers.
That's the kid out of Denton.
Yeah, first catch for Stowers, who's probably the leading candidate to be all SEC tight end. If it's not Gunnar Helm, it's Eli Stowers. So first time he's touched the ball today.
Wasn't he a quarterback in high school, Jerry?
He was signed with Texas A&M, another one of Jimbo's fabulous quarterback evaluations that's now playing tight end.
All right, we are to the 2-minute timeout here. Longhorns, boy, that would have been nice. Anthony Hill drops an interception, and then they convert a 3rd and 10, and now they have the ball for the final 2 minutes here with a first down. Now, the big storyline is a backup quarterback is in the game, Nate Johnson, as they're still evaluating in the tent there, Diego Pavia. Let me tell you again about our second quarter sponsor, and that, of course, the great people at ATX Trees, the Cedillo family. 25 years as a locally owned and operated company here in Central Texas. They've got a tree farm in Liberty Hill. They're based out of Dripping Springs. And at that tree farm, they grow 18 different varieties of native trees in stock. And they can deliver them from their tree farm to your home. This is where you're purchasing and getting mature trees. Instead of waiting, 5, 10, 15 years for them to mature in your yard, you can bring in a mature tree. As mentioned, we did it in our backyard. And instead of going with a cover for our patio or our pergola, we just bought a tree, and it looks great, and it provides the shade that we wanted, especially in the mornings to the east sun that we get in our backyard. And it really was a good decision, and you can do the same. Tree size is over 30 gallons, and as I said, 18 varieties. Once they pull that tree out of their tree farm and bring it to your house, delivery is free, installation is free, and then the warranty that they put on that tree is unlike any other at ATX Trees. 10% off all phone orders. So call Alex and Albert and the team, 512-749-5149. That's 512-749-5149. Get 10% off a phone order right now. It's tree installation, removal of a tree if you need one. Also, once you install the trees, they do trimming and irrigation as well, and landscaping for your house to make your yard look amazing. And that trimming, we're going to have a pruning to our trees here coming up here this fall. Excited about that to keep them looking great and growing and thriving. They can do it all for you. They're the best in the business, have been for a quarter century. ATXtrees.com. That's ATXtrees.com. From their tree farm to your home with the mature trees and 25 years of experience in delivery and installation and maintenance. No one does it better. Our second quarter sponsor, ATXtrees.com. All right, guys, big sequence there. It feels like with a backup quarterback to not be able to get off the field in that spot and for Anthony Hill not to be able to pull that interception in. We'll see if they can, because you don't want Vanderbilt going into the halftime with momentum.
No, the quarterback, Nate Johnson, was a 4-star kid coming out of high school that signed with Utah. He was a highly recruited high school quarterback. So he transferred in from Utah, probably better scheme fit for him here. So that's a quality backup, Vanderbilt. They've done a really good job building their roster, because I'm not going to sure this was make or break for Clark Lee. I'm not sure because he's such a good dude and he's a good coach with a very difficult job. But what Nate Johnson does is gives them hope next year, because Diego will be out of there. So that's a good quarterback to have. He made that throw was behind Eli Stowers. That's why you saw that Eli Stowers is up for all SEC tight end. That was a traffic area catch off his back shoulder. Really good catch by Stowers there to get the first down. There's a big couple of minutes coming up here. Again, for those that haven't watched Vanderbilt this year, the kicker is a future pro. He has got a rocket launcher for a right leg. Skinny kid, young kid, sophomore, but one of the best, most talented kickers in America. 4 or 5 this season from 50+ with a long of 57. So you want to hold him to a field goal attempt here, and you want to make it come on these possessions, put Diego back in the game. You don't want another first down, then a field goal, because then it becomes automatic with him.
Absolutely. Coach Jelani McDonald, 25, playing a physical brand of football today. He's been really good coming up and making plays.
Yeah, he really has. And we don't need to be any thinner back there, so he just needs to make sure he's keeping his head up and not getting hurt. You keep doing what you do.
Coach Jerry, when do you start using timeouts if you're Texas, or do you?
I think if you get him to a 3rd and long, if they run it here, I might consider it, Coach. I might consider burning one. Considering they can't stop you, only you stopped yourself in this game.
Pavia back in the game, obviously, and here's Jermaine Lole providing the pressure. Good contained by Texas, and he's out of bounds, so that's going to stop the clock there. You won't need a timeout.
Yeah. Win-win.
Quietly, Jermaine Lole's had a hell of a season for Texas.
Yeah.
When you consider the injuries this guy's had in his career, I mean, he's still out there playing at a pretty high level. He's quietly had a really good season for Texas.
All right, another big 3rd down here. The Commodores are able to convert to Eli Stowers on the last play. Now it's 3rd and 9. This is a play where if you stone them, they may be out of field goal range, but even 7-8 yards, they could try to kick the field goal. You see that field goal line on the TV there, right at the 40-yard line. Jerry mentioned they have a really, really top-end kicker. Inside handoff, and they're going to get it, or at least get to the ball's out. Trey Moore with maybe Longhorn ball. We'll see. They're giving it to Texas.
That's a huge play. Huge, because I think Texas has 3 timeouts and a minute to roll with, and Vanderbilt hadn't stopped them.
Michael Tapp, I think, maybe on that.
Yeah, that's a shame for Cedric Alexander out of LBJ. We'll see if he's down. Nope, that's going to be still in the air. He landed on top of Leonga the foul, and I think right as Taft was hitting the ball out, he has not been down yet. It's going to be close, but I think it's out. Big call here, guys.
Yeah. Let's see. I think they can overturn this one if they. I think they can.
It's a good thing they called it a fumble.
Yes.
It's going to be hard. Well, that's probably
simultaneous as the ball's coming out that his elbow on the left side is approaching the ground. I don't know if they can overrule that. I think if it would, whatever they called it, nothing will shock me, but maybe his calf is down. It's just really because the helmet on the ball is ahead of the
yeah.
Here's Taft. Ooh. Boy, it's almost simultaneous, guys.
I don't think they can overturn it. I don't think they can overturn it.
It's like where you would call his calf down is exactly when the ball is getting hit by the helmet, and it comes out immediately.
Whatever they called on the field is what you got to go with.
Yeah, and you saw Trey Moore pick up that ball, and he was kicking himself that he kind of tripped himself, or he might have still been running.
I mean, either way, you can probably say they're right on this one. Honestly, either way.
All right, Longhorns, if they get this, that's hurts my knee, Jason. Yeah,
I actually do think that ball's out. I don't.
Yeah, it is. That view sure showed it.
That view looks like that.
Well, that's a shame for Vanderbilt because they were going to be in field goal range. But great for Texas. The second at their second turnover forced. You had two Vanderbilt turnovers. Longhorns now are thinking to keep this, and they'll have a minute and 3 timeouts to at least get a field goal, maybe more.
By the way, so living rent free. What asked the time of possession? If this stands, 14:54 Texas, 14:06 Vanderbilt.
Yeah, really. I mean, without the tip drill interception, Vanderbilt's getting blown out of this game right now. But that tip drill, which led to 7 points on the 3rd and 8, is why they're within 2 scores. Other than that, it's been all Texas, 251 total yards to 130. And I think this has to stay with what it was called on the field.
Yeah, I think Sark will lose his mind if they overturn this. Hey, Coach, so if it's with Texas, you got 3 timeouts, you're on the 43. So I mean, look, you don't have to be in a hurry because you're starting on the 43 and you got 3 timeouts. It'll be interesting to see how Sark attacks this offensive possession.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are so precise inside a 2-minute drill these days. You look at it and say, a minute, man, we got to hurry up. Not necessarily. I mean, not the way as precise as these guys are now in these 2-minute drills or 1-minute drills, especially when you have 3 timeouts. Texas does not have to just go balls to the wall, I don't think, on this drive. Because the main thing, if I'm Texas, I want to drive it down to get a shot at the end zone, but make sure I get a field goal on the board in this scenario. Sark doesn't think that way, but I'm thinking that way.
Hey, Coach Shipley, you were watching in the first quarter while we were doing the watch along. What did you make of that call on the 4th down play where they called motion? Do you think they got that right?
Yes.
I did too. I thought the receiver was moving.
Here's the call. Ruling on the field stands.
Yeah, that was a tough one to overturn, Coach. That was a good call.
Yeah, I think it had to do it was deception. The wide receiver on the end of the line of scrimmage was turned to the sidelines, and when he's standing still, his shoulders have to be square to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
There you go. Taft is having a hell of a season. Yes, he is. He's really become one of the emotional and physical leaders of this Texas team and defense. One of the local news stations here in Austin, guys, does a thing, Mookie Mondays, right, where Michael Taft, they use his quotes to build a little story. His nickname is Mookie. Mookie Mondays. And, boy, he's one of the spokesperson for this Texas team. Here we go. Taking a shot on 1st down. That's going to at least be a penalty, isn't it? It looks like they grabbed the face mask. But Ryan Wingo getting behind the defense.
Yeah, he wasn't tracking it very well there. That certainly could have been interference.
Yeah, he kind of let go in time maybe, but it was hands to the face.
Yeah, and that was Now, one of the interior guys for Texas got beat on that. They got beat on that play, and Quinn had to release that ball way early.
Look at Quinn making that throw across the hash marks that time. It was a long throw for about a 7-yard gain, 6-yard gain. All right, as you see there on your TV screen, if you're watching along with us, the Longhorns are about 15 yards from field goal range. It's 3rd and 3. Longhorns need to keep the chains moving. They do have 2 timeouts.
Delayed blitzer.
The delayed blitzes have crushed Texas the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Crushed them.
I'm assuming Vandy called timeout.
They did. Well, that was not optimal. Longhorns go deep to Wingo, not caught, and then no penalty called, then a 6-yard gain or 7-yard gain, then a 3rd down sack. And, those delayed blitzes are getting to Quinn. It looked like he had a spot to go, then he got covered up, and then by the time he decided that here comes the blitz, he couldn't get out of the pocket. That is sack number 2 for Vanderbilt. Longhorns do not have a sack.
Vanderbilt covered his hot route that time. Well, I think it was the linebacker jumped the hot route.
Well, that's one of the few times Vanderbilt stopped Texas, 250 yards. They stopped them on the first drive on the interception, and then that drive, they've scored all the other 3 times they've had the ball. And here's a punt for the Longhorns. Michael Kern back punting for Texas. Yeah, not a good kick for Texas. That's going to be short. That was kind of a hidden story in that Georgia game, guys, was the difference in punters of Georgia versus Texas and field position created because of it.
That was awful. All right, they're showing the replay here of this play. Wingo was as hot, covered up by backer, outside blitzer.
Well, I give Quinn credit there. Don't throw it. Don't turn the ball over at midfield. Let your punter punt, but he didn't punt it very far.
Vandy, I'm sure, trying to see if they can give their kicker a shot at a field goal.
Ooh, man, Jelani McDonald flirting with a personal foul there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, geez.
Got kind of lucky on that one. They didn't call
Yes, he got very lucky on that.
I don't think he saw that his feet had gone out of bounds when he did that, but he's come to play today for sure. That would have hurt, though. All right, roll left. Pavia showing no ill effects of that ankle, guys, or whatever the leg injury was.
He's too tough. He'd have to tear a ligament to come out of this game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's too tough. I mean, the guy's a state champion wrestler, was in a state championship 3 times. He led New Mexico Highlands to a national championship. I mean, geez. Well, and he leads New Mexico State to, a 9 or 10 win season. This dude personifies tough and never give up. No offers out of high school. He's that guy. I mean, this throw was unbelievably dangerous, but wow.
That's
a playmaker in college football. That's a playmaker in college football, the quarterback position.
There you go. It says, guys, it was a knee. He's got a brace on now. Okay, thanks for that eyewitness. Good stuff right there. Knee for Pavia. Yeah, I read a great story about his family. He's got brothers, and they're like barroom brawlers, man. They like to mix it up, and then they'll get up and have a beer, and everybody's good. That's a tough family. Albuquerque will do that to you. Albuquerque will do that. You know?
That shank punt is huge because Vanderbilt's got an NFL kicker.
Yeah.
If they didn't have a good kicker, you can get away with that. But here they are needing about 7-8 yards, and this guy's going to rip one from 50 plus.
Pavia. Flag is down. Could that be offensive pass interference? We'll see. Are they going to call Cedric Alexander for clearing out or something? I don't know what this is going to be. Weird penalty. Only 15 seconds left. Oh, holding Texas. Okay. They'll decline that.
No, I think they'll take it and move it to the 37. They'll take that because there's a 9.
That'll be at the end of the throw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you take it and it gives you a first down. You can run a couple more plays. You're easily in field goal range with this guy.
Wow. That's kind of felt like Cedric Alexander was holding on to Michael Taft that time. $15 seconds left. One timeout for Vanderbilt. They've got time for a couple plays.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that's not on Muhammad. That's on Taft. Yeah, that wasn't on Muhammad. That was on Taft with the hook.
Maybe one more play for Vandy here before they're going to have to kick it.
Good play, Baron Sorrell. Good play, Baron Sorrell. He could have rushed to the inside, but he'd have given up his leverage, and Diego would have made a 10, 12-yard run. Good play there.
Yeah, that's what happened on that initial touchdown. The only touchdown for Vanderbilt is Sorrell's got pressure inside, but it didn't have any contain. All right, one more play before they'll have to kick it. That short punt is, as you said, Jerry, kind of looming as a 3-point play.
Yeah, because if they make this field goal here, it's 21-10 and they get the ball. Not a bad place to go into the half for Vanderbilt, considering they haven't stopped Texas at all. Texas has 250 yards. You would take 21-10 getting the ball and walk away right now with how the first half's gone.
Yep, it really is a Texas turnover that led to 7 points, and now a short punt on special teams where Texas would like to bury them back deep. Didn't, and good field position for Vandy. And now they're going to take advantage of it and maybe get 3 points. You said this is an elite kicker, Jared. This is 54 yards out.
Oh,
but
tell me, this guy's money, dude. He's a great kicker. He's going to be a really good pro.
Skinny guy, but he can boot it, huh?
Yeah, rocket leg.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, he's got plenty of room with 54 to go. All right, so that's something to remember for later. Hopefully it's not necessary, but Texas gives up 3 at the end, 7 at the beginning, but dominated between that, and they're up 21-10 at the half. Our second quarter was brought to you by ATX Trees. 25 years, a family-owned company, mature trees delivered to your house or property, then maintained from there. Plus, they do irrigation, they do xeriscapes, do great landscaping and yard work, and check them out, atxtrees.com. That's atxtrees.com. All right, Coach Shipley, your thoughts on the first half. I know Quinn Ewers was the headline going into it and comes out 19 of 21, 211, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, not bad. I like where we're at. I mean, I certainly had a lot of respect for this Vanderbilt football team and coaching staff before the game. But, after seeing them live against our guys, boy, they get a lot out of their players. They really do. They get a lot out of their players. They play them with a chip on their shoulder. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Kansas State kind of mentality back when it was there, kind of us against the world kind of, mentality. But I just really think you have to like the way that Quinn has come back after that tipped ball in the first drive and really has settled in and done a great job leading our team.
Yeah, passer rating of 212.5. He did take 2 sacks, but very efficient. Bunch of different receivers. DeAndre Moore, Jerry, huge half with 5 catches, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But also that great special teams play that put Vanderbilt on their goal line. DeAndre, number 0's had a heck of a first 30 minutes.
Tremendous. 5 catches, 92 yards. I'm sure he's had a block in the run game or on the perimeter as well. But I love what Texas, if they don't. Texas is going to stop themselves in this game. If they don't stop themselves in the second half, it just gets down to points now. Can Texas get to 35 or 38 in this game? Yes, if they don't stop themselves. So can Vanderbilt turn around and score 25 to 28 in the second half on you? Only if you bust. Only if you bust or you have bad penalties, you keep their drives alive. But where we're at now, I hated that the shake punt led to the field goal there. But where we're at now, if Texas gets a stop to start the second half, and they still look like they're going to have that same success offensively, it gets down to the points game now. I mean, it's pretty easy right now. You're looking at 30. If you score 38, is Vanderbilt going to score 4 touchdowns in the second half against you? Probably not, unless you bust coverage or just get dumb penalties. So looking really good for Texas in this game, because I still don't know. So Vanderbilt's really going to have to prove it to me that they can stop Texas, because I don't see it. Texas has 250 yards in the first half with an interception and with penalties that killed another 30 yards off what would have been another drive. So they've had near a 300-yard game in the first half.
Yep. Other scores from around the country. Oregon, number 1 team in the land now. No trouble with Illinois. 35-3 out at Autzen Stadium. Also, Alabama handling business 20-0 now right now over Missouri. Wake Forest is up on Stanford 24-17. And we'll keep you posted. Yeah, BYU.
BYU, man. BYU is having one hell of a season. Congrats to them, because they couldn't score a point against me and Coach Shipley last year. And look at them now. They're scoring 30-plus on the road. Are you kidding me? What a turnaround.
Yeah, if they will go on to be undefeated, BYU, that win last Friday night over Oklahoma State on the final play of the game will not be forgotten. But that was huge. Here it is. Carlos, thank you for the super chat. What is the point of a slide protection leaving a defender uncovered, Coach?
Well, I think it's typically when you're sliding one direction, the back will have the end man opposite of the slide. And I don't know if he just missed that or what. They could also have a protection where if they're sliding and they've got a linebacker that's faking a blitz and then he backs out, then it just creates problems. And it makes a lineman look bad, because if they've got a guy that's kind of mugging the line like he's going to blitz and he doesn't, then that lineman winds up not blocking anybody. But the guy coming off the edge is free if the back doesn't pick him up, or if he's hot and the quarterback has to get rid of the ball. So I know one time the back just missed. I don't know for sure if we called the protection correct another time, because we didn't even have a back there. Yeah.
2 sacks to nothing so far. And really, Texas, as you said, Jerry, Texas Charity has led to 10 points, a turnover, on a short field that led to a touchdown on a 3rd down, and then short punt. If you bury them back deep with a good punt there, they're going to have a hard time scoring 3 points, but you did them a lot of favors there. Because of a 3 and out, and then a short punt leads to the 54-yard field goal. But still feeling good, up 11 points. Vanderbilt will get the ball coming out of half. Interested to get your guys' thoughts on the big game down in College Station tonight, A&M and LSU. I mean, it's hard for Texas fans for sure, but you kind of have to root for A&M tonight, because, you'd like to see LSU take that first conference loss. You don't play LSU. You do play A&M. So, you can control giving them a loss later this year. You can't control LSU. If they beat A&M tonight, they control their destiny to the SEC championship game. And Georgia, with a head-to-head victory over Texas, they also control their destiny. So Longhorns would like to see the Aggies win tonight, I think, right?
No.
No.
No. You want A&M to lose tonight and lose at South Carolina next week. So the A&M Texas game doesn't come down to the winner gets in the playoff and the loser stays home. You want to stay out of that scenario, period. You want A&M to lose. Right?
Well,
LSU has a tough schedule in front of them.
If LSU wins, though, then they can keep you out of the SEC title game even if you don't lose. Yeah.
I'm fine if Texas gets into the playoffs as a 5 seed. If that's what were to happen, I don't care about the SEC championship game. No, you don't want Elko getting that much momentum in year one.
Well, here it is. He goes in timeout. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is true. We talked about that quite a bit on our show this week and on our pregame today, that, Coach, that the way that the playoff works, that 5 seed is not a bad thing, right? I mean, you're in, and the 5 seed plays the 12 seed. So to Jerry's point, if you don't play in the SEC title game in early December, you're off from the Notre Dame or from the A&M game on the 30th all the way till December 20th or 21st. and you would play the 12 seed here in Austin. And then the winner, if you win that game as the 5 seed, then you play the 4 seed.
Right.
Which would be probably, BYU, that team you just mentioned, one of maybe the Big 12 champion. That game would be New Year's Eve-ish. And so now all of a sudden you're into the Final Four with a manageable way and not having to play and get beat up in that SEC title game, Jerry.
Yeah, no doubt. By the way, on that game tonight, here's the key for me. It's almost a reverse of last week because Texas was at home. But LSU's offensive lines played really well this year. And they're now probably looked at as the Joe Moore Award leading offensive line. If they handle A&M's front, Nussmeier's making plays because I keep going back to the Missouri A&M game. Missouri had guys running wide open against A&M. Now, I think A&M's going to keep getting better under Elko, but they had guys wide open in that game. But Missouri's offensive line couldn't hold up, and Brady Cook, when he had time, was not accurate in that game. I don't think that'll be the case with Nussmeier. LSU's got the talent wide receiver. They got speed at running back. If that offensive line handles A&M's up front, their front four, then I think LSU's going to score enough points where that's going to put a lot of pressure on the A&M offense. Because Connor Weigman, we'll see what level he plays at. He was not good last week. But if LSU could put pressure on Weigman to have a really good game if their offensive line shows up. Because the difference between playing A&M, which Texas fans watch closely, you'll see later in the year, Georgia has not only have a good front four, but their linebackers may even be better than their front four on this team. And Jalen Walker's one of the best players in America. And Raylan Wilson, all those guys are fast and future first, second, third round draft pick level kids. A&M doesn't have that at linebacker. So if you can handle their front, and you have time to throw and let your routes develop, LSU's going to have guys open. Missouri showed them that. That's on tape. So if LSU's offensive line handles the A&M front well enough in this game, then LSU will score enough points to put pressure on Connor Weigman and say, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and the key for the Aggies, I think,
because A&M can run the football now.
Yeah, Le'Veon Moss, the kid out of Baton Rouge, up against his hometown team for A&M. That'll be a key in that football game. It'll be a lot of fun. The line is like 1.5. It's kind of a pick 'em type of game. Kind of feel like that could be that kind of game tonight. So, all right, I won't tell you folks to root for A&M. I'll just say root for LSU to lose. Root for LSU to lose. Let's do that tonight. If you're a Longhorn fan, be a lot of fun. But yeah, this SEC, interesting. By the way, it looks like coming out of today, there's going to be three Big Ten teams undefeated. Oregon blowing out Illinois. How about Indiana, guys? Indiana is 8-0, and they haven't trailed in a game this year. Yeah. They have not been behind in a football game. Kurt Signetti is doing a great job. Obviously, Penn State's also undefeated. I don't believe they're playing today on a bye, but that's 3. There's 2 in the ACC with Pittsburgh and Miami undefeated. Navy went down today. They were one of the undefeateds. Notre Dame that dominated them. But the Big Ten with 3 right now, and it's not Ohio State. Who would have guessed that?
This is why I think college football is in the best place it's ever been.
Oh, they're in Penn State, Wisconsin tonight. Sorry about that.
Yeah. This is why I think college football is in the best place it's ever been. In past years, if you were Indiana and you're having a magical season, and say you end up at 10-2, they won't because of the schedule, but just say they did. They'd be saying, I guess we're going to go to Florida for the Gator Bowl or something. Indiana football can make the college football playoff. That's why this game's in the best place it's ever been. Because Indiana's sitting there saying, we're 8-0. We have 4 games left. Michigan State's not very good. Michigan can't score. We're going 10-11-1, even if we lose at Ohio State because Purdue's not very good. We're going to the playoffs. If that doesn't make college football the best it's ever been, I don't know what to tell you. Boise State, last second win over UNLV last night. Schedule's easier from there. That was their game. Barry Odom defensively is a witch. Boise State's now saying, my gosh, we think we're going to the college football playoff. That's why this game's in an unbelievable position, Coach. I mean, teams have hope that had no hope before because of the prior setup.
Well, we're playing them today, but Vanderbilt's another one of those that, nobody would have ever thought that they would be in that conversation. But I think it's good. It's good for football. I'm still we're all still holding our breath with this profit sharing thing, how all that's going to shake out. I think it will really separate the haves and the have-nots, but it's an awful fun time in college football when a head coach can come in and do what this guy's done, coming from New Mexico State and knock off the number one team in the land, and then playing the previous number one team a good ball game at halftime.
Yeah. Well, and I think to both y'all's points there, I mean, maybe you're right when it gets to be revenue sharing and all the things that are coming, the house settlement is in place. But at least for the short term, people talk about NIL and the portal. It's actually spreading the talent out right now. Yes. I mean, good players are spreading out more to teams like Indiana, to teams in New Mexico. I mean, Vanderbilt's all of a sudden a contender because they went and got a quarterback and changed their offensive identity. I mean, it really does, lead to more parity, at least in the short term. I don't know what that'll be long-term wise, but short term it is. And, Ohio State spent as much money as anybody in the portal and, in transfers, but at the same time, they're not one of the undefeated teams in the Big Ten right now. And how about this, guys? If James Franklin and Penn State lose to Ohio State, and what if Penn State or Indiana and Ohio State and Oregon got in, and Penn State got left out again? Can you imagine for James Franklin? And this time it's Indiana that keeps them out. Wouldn't that be amazing? Because there is a scenario by which, it could be, Ohio State, Oregon, and then maybe Indiana or Penn State that makes it 3 teams out of the Big Ten. James Franklin, man, it was said that whole 12-team playoff was designed for him. So that's where he could get in. Indiana might be the fly in the ointment there. Hello, Rod Babers. How are you, buddy?
Hey, what's up, brother? How are you guys doing?
Doing good. What do you think?
I'm going to back out a couple of minutes.
21-10. Quinn Ewers looking sharp. 19 of 21 did have the pick, and then went 16 of his next 16.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, Quinn and Sark it seems like right now they're synchronized, right? Because all of those quick short throws we talked about, they get Quinn in the rhythm. Sark overemphasized those early on in the game. His first few, completions, even of course, right after the interception, they were all short behind the line. So I think that first throw that was more than 5 yards was that throw to, who was it to? I think it was maybe to Amari Niblack, actually.
Yeah, that was the longest one in the first quarter. Yeah,
it was right. It was like a play action. It's kind of a deeper over route for him, and that was like the first one that was down the field. And then he started completing some more down the field. He had more touchdown down the field, but everything early on was just within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. Quick throws, essentially extension. They're just run plays. I mean, you could make the argument they basically started off the game with basically a bunch of consecutive run plays. They weren't handoffs, but essentially they were extensions of the run game because they were all throws right at or right behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, even the golden touchdown was 5 yards? It was like a 5-yard touchdown. I mean, that wasn't a lot of the throws early on were quick. Even the interception was an RPO. So essentially RPO is a combination of quick game and the run game, and that was a quick game throw too. So everything was quick in rhythm, and I there's no doubt that was deliberate and intentional. I think that really got Quinn in the groove and got Quinn confident. And now this is the Quinn that we are accustomed to seeing. This Quinn, the Quinn that's on time with throws, and then once you get him confident, you see some of the throws he starts making. He starts letting it rip. Right? Remember they had the 6-man blitz on the one he completes the gunner helm over the middle. That was that's chef's kiss, man. That's beautiful. That's gonna be on this draft highlight reel. That was, I think it was a 6-man blitz.
That was right up the seam. He ripped that one. I thought the the first touchdown to DeAndre Moore was pretty. It was a drop in the bucket, and Moore kind of boxed out the defender, made a nice play. He's had a huge first half. But you're right. Outside of DeAndre Moore's 5 catches, Rod, the running backs, Blue and Wisner, have 4 catches or 6 catches between them. Helm and Niblack, the tight ends, have 4 more. It's been a lot of short stuff, and then the tight ends have been the ones kind of stretching the field a little bit behind the linebackers. And Quinn's making good throws there. We just had the question in our One Source Gas halftime show, brought to you by One Source Gas of Austin, Rod, that how do you think the defense is doing against Pavia? 150 total yards. They're 2 of 5 on third down and only 10 points.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to ignore the question there. I was in the middle of a train of thought. But yeah, you're right. I think they're doing a really good job on Pavia. Pavia is a really tough problem to solve, guys. You can see it. You see why he's so tough for even SEC defenses. He runs the football really well once he's on beyond the line of scrimmage, getting to the second level. He can throw the ball well on the run. He operates that offense with a ton of command because it's his third year running that same system. because that Tim Beck is the same coaching staff they kind of brought over from New Mexico State. So he's got a lot of command over the offense, and he keeps them out of a lot of bad plays, whether he's got to, fix a broken play or whether he breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. And they may have one of the, if not the most unconventional, innovative run game in the SEC. Like it's very unorthodox, the concepts they combine. So I think Texas is doing a great job. I mean, 10 points. I know say 10 points, but remember they got favorable field position for that touchdown. But on that touchdown, you got a chance to see a little taste of what Diego Pavia is. I mean, and I knew he was coming back in the game after he got the injury. I said, no, he's got too much dog in him. Even if he comes back and has to leave again, they're gonna have to force him to leave the field because he's got more dog than dude in him. And so you see it a little bit on that touchdown run. I mean, that's the kind of things he can do. He's pretty special, but Texas is doing a great job. They're just limiting his effectiveness overall and his impact. He hadn't had a huge impact, in my opinion, on the game yet. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments, but so will Texas.
Well, and you got to keep winning on first down, as Sark said, going into halftime. And the time of possession, which we talked about all week, Longhorns actually win time of possession in the first half over 15 minutes to 14:40. So mission accomplished there. And really, the 10 points, Rod, to your point, came on a short field, 30 yards to go after the interception. And the touchdown was on a 3rd and 8. Did a great job avoiding and getting outside of Barron Sorrells, and then it was race to the pylon. Other than that, the field goal before the end of the half, that also came because of a terrible punt by Texas, right? A better punt there that pins them deeper probably prevents points. But so 2 good field position situations, and Vanderbilt gets 10 points. Other than that, Longhorns have been really good. And, the 21 points on the board, as Jerry Hamilton has said throughout the first half, and there he is back, Texas will stop themselves in this game. I don't think Vanderbilt has much of a chance to stop Texas.
No, I agree with that. I think, and that's why I think Texas came out with the game plan that they did. They just wanted to come out and make it about getting, Quinn in the groove and getting Quinn in the rhythm. It wasn't a game plan, in my opinion, that was matchup really specific. They weren't targeting a weakness at Vanderbilt specifically. Seems like, and I would say one thing they did to do a lot is up tempo that I've noticed, right? When they get a good play, when they get a good positive play, you can see them, they hurry up. They want to get back to the football and get back to it. And a lot of that early on was just the extension of the running game, those long handoffs on those detached screens that Texas loves to run a lot of. So I think that ultimately just told me that Texas wanted to make it about getting themselves, getting back to their identity, getting back to what they do really well. And they've done that so far offensively. I think they've looked pretty good. And I do wonder if they're going to try to, in the second half here, get the run game going a little bit more. I know Sark wanted to emphasize, getting some confidence in the run game. Quinn, I think, was the number one emphasis. Hey, let's get Quinn back to playing well so we can squash all the quarterback controversy. Because if our quarterback doesn't have confidence and he's not playing well, this whole damn thing can be derailed. Right? They got Quinn back playing at a really high level. I think the second half may be about getting that run game going, especially because you got the score where it is.
Hey, Rod, I got a question for you that just popped up in the chat. To me, the last 2 games, delayed linebacker blitzes in the A-gaps have given Texas issues. And you saw that that created the tip ball interception, right?
Yep.
But that's the one thing, and Blue missed his blitz pickup on one of them. But that's been where teams have been attacking Texas. Delayed linebacker blitzes. I don't know if Kirby saw something and now Clark Lee sees something, but it seems to be a 2-game theme right now.
Yeah, it's a good point. Those kind of the double barrel blitzes. They just call them the double barrel, right? Right up those A gaps there, both of them. That's a great question about what to do to counter it. I'd love to hear Coach Shipley's thoughts about it. I'd have to ask some guys about how you counter those types of blitzes right up the gut.
That last one against Georgia, both guards took D tackles when they didn't. So they essentially created double teams. That last one against Georgia, so both linebackers just flying up the field on that 4th down throw to Wingo. But Tech teams are definitely attacking Texas there right now. They're seeing something.
It depends on how they what they bring behind it, right? Are they going to drop the safety down to the second level behind it, or are they going to leave that area vacant and go man to man across the board? That's the interesting thing about it, those kind of double A blitzes that you're talking about. What do they do behind it? Because that'll determine ultimately what the quarterback sees, and whether it's a hot read initially, or if you want to throw a screen outside, which Sark does a really good job of. Yeah, I'm not really sure about how to counter. That's a good point, though.
All right. That was the One Source Gas of Central Texas halftime show. Longhorns are ready to go. Vanderbilt will field the opening kickoff. And here we go with their first driver. They have fielded the opening kick, brought to you by here in the third quarter. Vote for Anthony Hippolito for Hays County Sheriff. If you're early voting, get that in. Here we go. Longhorn defense needs to keep playing good brand of football. It's 21-10 Texas.
There you go. Yeah. Rush defense has been pretty good for Texas.
They have, yep. Rush yards for Vanderbilt right at 85, but that's manageable.
That's what they do. Yeah, that's what they do though. That's their identity. And to hold them to that, I think you're on the right track with Texas. At one point, if they just scored again before the half, Texas would have, it'd be a different halftime strategy for Vanderbilt. They're still in this thing now after scoring that field goal.
Yeah.
Stay with their identity.
And I looked it up, Jerry. That was officially a 22-yard punt for Michael Kern.
You can't do that when the kicker's a pro on the other side of the field. You can't do that.
Good D.
There's Jermaine Lole making another play. Now it's going to be third and long.
That's what you need. I mean, that's their playbook now shrinks. It's significant shrinkage with that playbook for Vanderbilt now.
They're in a pool, Rod. They're in a pool.
Right. Exactly.
It's cold.
It's cold outside, man.
Hey, Jermaine Lole's had a hell of a year for Texas. I've said that before, but that guy is making the most of his snaps this season.
Yep, I agree with that. He's earned the trust of the coaches too.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Vernon Broughton, Alfred Collins, and he have all played really well at that defensive tackle spot. Big third down here to start the second half. Texas can get the momentum early. Nice screenplay. Good design that time, but running back kind of tripped over the offensive lineman.
Man.
That looked like it was going to be set up, but
there was so much pressure, though. They did force the throw to be off because there was so much pressure on him.
Well, because you see how small Pavi is. He's got to try to throw it over taller people, and I just don't think he could.
Yeah. By the way, and I said it last week, there were a couple of throws that even Quinn couldn't step into. There are throws that quarterbacks just can't step into in this game. I think we sometimes miss that, but there you go for Pavi. He's the toughest guy in the world. You think he was stepping into that? Nope. He had to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's that NASCAR dime they had out there too, though, guys. That nasty NASCAR dime. It's the nasty. I go the nasty dime. The NASCAR dime is the nasty dime. They put when they bump Sorrell back inside, and that's supposed to get Trey Moore in this game. I know we've talked about how he hasn't made any of the actual splash plays, but that was basically him. Putting the pressure on Pavi and forcing him that errant throw.
All right, here we go. First one for Texas. First drive of the second half. Scoring drive here, guys. You can really separate and kind of change what Vanderbilt can do and has to do.
Look, the second half is starting as well as can be right now. The first half started as bad as can be. So this is a huge possession coming up here for the Texas offense, because if they can get a score here, then it puts a lot of pressure on the Vanderbilt offense. It's not
Rob, was that pony package we saw?
Damn right it was. You damn right it was. Yeah, you damn right. Ooh. Check it down.
Got to throw it. Got to throw it. There you go. Wisner.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great play by Wisner.
Yeah, I like Quinn taking these checkdowns, guys. I mean, that's the fifth or sixth catch for the running backs now. Or Wisner's got 5. Jaden's got 2. He's taking those checkdowns when they're there, and they're working to keep drives and build rhythm in the offense.
I bet a quarter of his completions have been checkdowns or more. Probably, might be more than that, honestly.
Yeah, he's 20 of 22, and I bet it'd be about 8 or 9.
Quinn took his first big hit on that release. So
he did.
Yep, keep stepping into it, Quinn. I know you're
offsides on game. Hayden Connor or DJ Campbell. I thought that was Hayden Connor that jumped early, but either way.
Yeah, O-line's they've had that drive in the first half where they had multiple penalties on the
Rod. We talked about the Cam Williams penalty was just dumb.
Yeah,
because he pancakes the guy, but then you don't get up and shove him right back to the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
He did a great job with the block, and then he just did something dumb after that.
Yeah, it's like you won. You pancaked him.
You embarrassed him.
Yeah, here you go, Rod. This was your halftime prediction. Looks like they're trying to get this run game going. That's the second big run. And it felt like for me in the first half, and I said this to Jerry, that these runs, I think, will start to break in the second half, and I think we're starting to see that a little bit. Texas starting to wear on Vanderbilt. Not there. That's a play going nowhere, but it'll be third down.
Yeah,
maybe two down territory from here.
Yeah, every coach has goals going into a game, things you want to do. I think Sark's personal goals were get Quinn going, get the run game some confidence, and I think the second half is going to be about getting that run game. Now 3rd and 7, you're going to throw it still.
Well, it's huge here now, guys. If you can separate and pick up this third down, I mean, everybody knows you get a bye week next week. Start to focus on those final 4, but you got to play a solid half of football right here to make that happen. Here are the Longhorns on their first third down in the second half, and there's going to be a dead ball timeout.
That's why it's smart, just because of what you said, though. This is a turning point in the game.
Yeah,
right? If they convert, go down and score, very different game than it is right now. Vandy can still they can still hold steadfast to their identity, and they can be who they are. If Texas gets this third down and goes down and score, then Vandy's got to abandon their identity and start throwing the football. So they know it's like, no, we got to win this third down. This is a really important third and long.
Yes,
really important.
Yes.
Y'all's conversation of would you guys anticipate maybe a delayed blitz? If you're Texas, you better be looking for it.
Yeah. A linebacker's coming up an A gap on this play. You better.
I will say this though: if I know Sark, where are they? The Vandy 47. He's thinking 4 downs.
Yeah,
Sark's a 4 down guy. So I wouldn't even, if they are going to come with that blitz, because I'm with you guys. That's smart. You should be anticipating Sark saying, "All right, you know what? I'll take the screen on the outside real quick. I'll take the 5 yards because I got a 4th and 2 ready for you." You know what I mean?
Matt Haley asked if Isaiah Bond is out this game. Didn't even travel. He's out this game. For somebody to ask about him.
And we haven't seen Ryan Wingo make much impact. I wonder. Remember, CJ reported that there was an incident before the game where he collided with a staffer of Vanderbilt during warmups. And
what?
But yes, CJ was. He's going to be. Then it was reported he was fine, but he kind of got tangled up at midfield with we immediately wondered if it was Connor Stallions. I guess it's Connor Stallions on Vanderbilt now. What's happening?
That'd be brilliant by Vanderbilt. Like identify who's the best receiver after Bun. It's that kid Wingo. All right, staffer, you know what to do. Activate the code red. Activate the code red.
By the way, CJ Vogel also posted on Twitter a picture of a Longhorn fan with a Dua Lipa jersey on. Did you see that? The guy wearing a Lipa.
I don't blame him. I would too.
I want to see her in the jersey. I don't know if I want to see a dude wearing a Lipa jersey. I would like to see her in the jersey. She looks good in the jersey. I saw it at the yeah.
Legs for days, you know.
Yeah, I know that.
All right, 21-10. Here we go. There it is. There's the CJ Vogel.
Oh man, come on. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's something.
Hey, good for him. He's very secure in his masculinity. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
All right. Longhorns with a big third down here. Vandy knows how important it is. He took a timeout. So let me tell you about Anthony Hippolito. He is running for Hays County Sheriff. Obviously, time running down here. Only a couple of weeks before, and early voting has begun. Hays County, one of the fastest growing counties in our state. Population areas like Dripping Springs and San Marcos, Kyle Butte just blowing up. Please get out and vote for Anthony. He's been 25 years in law enforcement, retired from APD, now working in the Hays County Sheriff's Office and wants to be your sheriff. Here's a big third down. That's Quinn Trey Wisner up the gut. Maybe ran at that A-gap blitz, guys. Maybe ran right at it.
Yeah.
I like that. Because you said it, Rod, maybe thinking 2 downs here, so running the ball on 3rd and 7, not a bad idea.
No, I think it's exactly what Sark was thinking. He ended up picking it up anyway. And like you said, his goal, like I think anyway, his goal is get the run game going. Let's get the run game going. Get the run game going. Remember, Sark wants to open with the pass, close with the run. That's how he operates. Let's time to close him out. Let's run it. This is what the big humans are for.
Yep.
Well, and you wonder if Vandy was thinking pass and we're bringing some pressure from the edges.
No doubt.
Gashed him right up the gut.
No doubt. Really good play call there. Really good play call. Sark knew they were going to be blitzing numbers on that play.
Oh, nice spin move. Trey Wisner. He's starting to pick it up now. He's up to 70 yards on 13 carries. He's over 5.5 yards a carry now. This has been his drive. And as we've said, this is a huge tone setter. To get a 3 and out to start the half and go down and score, go up 28-10 would be pretty massive for the Longhorns here.
Protect the football. No turnovers here. Points paramount. Protect the football, Quinn, running backs.
Yep.
Quinn's now 21 of 23, 227, and 3 touchdowns. He'd like to add a fourth. This Longhorns with 2 wide receivers left and a play action RPO and going down.
Oh, yeah. He
Brought
wasn't sure.
brought defensive backs that time, guys.
Yeah, and he didn't like what he saw. You can tell Quinn. He whatever it was, he didn't like what he saw.
They probably should have handed that one off.
Yeah, he said, yeah, that was indecision. After he's like, oh, I think I might have. Okay, you know what? Just go down.
Yeah,
I agree. Just take the L. Nothing wrong with that. Take the L.
That's
you don't want to turn. That's Jerry said. You don't want to turnover. Take the L.
All right, 2nd and 15 now. You'd like to get at least half of that back here, and you can think 2 downs potentially on 3rd down if you get a nice play here. Going for it all. There's Wingo. Nice play by 25.
That was a good play. That was a good play. Probably could have been thrown a little bit deeper toward that back pipe, back in the end zone there. Yeah, but that was a good play by 25. He's on scholarship too.
Yep,
that's a nice play. All right, went for all of it on that one. Didn't get it. Now it's going to be 3rd and long. Now you're just trying to keep yourself in field goal range here. Quinn can't take a sack.
Get it out of his hands quick. Unless you chose him to go make a play. Maybe Sark's like, you know what? You're feeling it, man. Go make a play.
Let's look for DeAndre Moore here.
Oh, yeah, go make a play, son. I like it. Hey.
Oh,
no. Ooh. No, he was down. Whew. Oh, man. Hey.
Well, I thought DeAndre Moore was open off the snap, and Quinn didn't throw that, and now, that dropped. All right, it'll be Bert Auburn times. Drive stalled. Sack was the first thing, and then a couple incompletions. That one was dangerous right there.
Yeah, it was. But Stark trusted him, though. Stark was like, go get it. You know what I mean? Go get it.
All right, Texans get that 3 points back that Vandy got before the half.
Yeah.
Take a 2-touchdown lead here. And they will. It's 14-point lead for the Longhorns, 24-10. Not the touchdown you wanted, but points. And Quinn Ewers now 21 of 25 with 227 and 3 touchdowns. Great drive for Trey Wisner that time, Jerry. I really got the run game cranking. He caught a couple passes too. Almost had another one there on the 3rd down, but Longhorns seemingly wearing this Vanderbilt front down a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And look, establishing the run is big. You're up 2 touchdowns in this game. If you can come out and have one more good defensive series, even if you force a field goal, I know Sark's not happy with it. He wanted a touchdown, but being up 2 touchdowns in this game is huge because, as Rod said, look, at some point Vanderbilt has got to get out of their comfort zone, man, and that's what Texas is trying to force them to do. And I know that's why Sark wanted a touchdown there. They had scored a touchdown. You definitely got them out of their comfort zone. But big defensive possession coming up for Texas here. I don't really care if it's a 3 and out on this defensive possession, guys.
No,
I just want to make Vanderbilt earn every yard, even if they get 3 or 4 first downs, result in the punt, make them earn every yard. Really good eye discipline because I do think it's time for Rod for Vanderbilt to start attacking a little bit more.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is, they got the flea flicker and the whatever it is. This is when you see it from Vanderbilt. Yeah, like I said, they're still in it. All they got to do is go down and score, preferably a touchdown. And, Vanderbilt, of course, makes it a 1-score game. But I think for Texas, one thing is going back to the last drive, the fact that he let Quinn on that 3rd and 15 just go straight drop back and try to get the first down shows me that that he has confidence in his quarterback again. Because if he didn't have confidence in that situation, even though it ended up being a very close call, you would just, make it a quick throw, get what you can, and keep the field goal. So I like that he's that Quinn, I think, is earning back the trust that he may have lost, if any, in that Georgia game. But I will say for the defense here, this is an eye discipline. I think an eye discipline drive for you. I think you're going to do good. Stopping the run. If they just want to run the ball against Texas, they're not going to be able to march the length of the field and go down and score. No. They won't. They're going to have to get a play off of deception somehow and catch Texas distracted, catch Texas with bad eye discipline. So I think that's what you're going to see. If they get success, I think that's how it'll be on this drive. I don't think it'll just be them being able to get success running the football right down Texas' throat, running downhill.
Yeah, I agree. I think this would be, if I'm Blake Gideon and Terry Joseph, saying, hey, guys, nothing behind you here. They kind of need something chunk to break the seal here. Keep an eye on that. Some scores: Alabama's up 27-0 on Missouri, making it look easy now at the end of the third quarter. BYU up 34-10 on Central Florida. Baylor leads Oklahoma State 24-20. Oregon all over Illinois 35-9. Texas Tech leads TCU in Fort Worth 34-21. And of course, Texas leads here 24-10 at Vanderbilt. If you missed it earlier, Nebraska gave Ohio State a scare, but the Buckeyes won at 21-17 with a late interception. Also, the Indiana Hoosiers are 8-0. They beat Washington today 31-17, have never trailed in a game this year for Curt Cignetti. That's pretty impressive. And Notre Dame routed Navy 51-14. All right, good coverage by Texas.
First time Indiana fans have not been looking the basketball season ever.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
This guy, Curt Cignetti, man.
Hey,
but I saw his interviews with ESPN this morning on Game Day. To me, he's the Diego Pavia is the player version of Curt Cignetti. They're just like totally confident, cocky guys, man. They
like
are total belief.
Like good stuff. I like that.
And that's why I wouldn't sleep on this drive here. Diego Pavia's got a lot of winner in him. He understands the score right now.
Why is that Kobe Black up there?
Did they rotate?
Is Jadae Barron out the game? Why is Jadae Barron out of the game?
Is he out of the game or is he safety?
He's out of the game.
Yeah, that's safety. Why would he be out of the game?
Fair question. PFF, Pro Football Focus, is midseason Thorpe Award winner as of yesterday.
Right. The game ain't out of hand yet.
No.
I mean, I guess I thought it'd be a Gavin Holmes or somebody, but good for Kobe Black getting some critical reps. Right, he's on the 6, right?
Yes, he is.
Interesting.
Good play on first down by Texas. They forced looked like they wanted to run a quarterback draw, and Texas was there for it. Now Pavia is trying to get to the outside. Texas has that covered too. Good defense. Jalen Gilbo.
Remember, Jalen Gilbo's the one that touchdown run. He let him get to the corner on. So Jalen's like, it ain't happening again.
Yeah, there you
I ain't gonna underestimate your speed, man.
I'll let it happen one time, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nope, not again.
All right, big third down here. Texas can get right back off the field and get their offense right back on it.
That was actually a really good play by Ethan Burke there as well to kind of push Pavia outside on that play. He didn't give up his leverage and make him allow his vision to take it out there.
Kobe.
Oh, look at that. Kobe Black earning playing reps and making a play.
Maybe that's why. I like that. That's a big play. That's a big play. They went after him too. That's what they probably saw the same thing I did. They were like, "Hey, where's your name there? He ain't out there. Let's go."
Yeah, the
young
former 5-star out of Waco, Texas, big time, big physical corner, showing it right there.
That's a nice play by the young man. Great timing too. Dang, good job, Kobe.
All right, Longhorns will get the ball right back. They're actually winning the time of possession battle against Vanderbilt right now by a minute and a half, and the fearless Silas Bolden will field any punt.
Yes.
Hold on to the ball, though. Got to be loose in there.
Got to be fearless. He's fearless.
Well, to play football at 160 pounds, you kind of have to be fearless in the first place.
True that.
No doubt.
True that.
All right, Longhorns really can stamp this thing if they can move it. I started the thing today, Rod, the watch along, talking about how this kind of feels like an old Big 12 game for Texas, where the stadium isn't very big, and but it's a team that's a little bit of overachiever, kind of like those Iowa State, K-State kind of teams. Longhorns kind of used to this scenario, and so far have handled it pretty well. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, and they kind of those old K-State run games too.
Yeah.
Like Colin Klein as a quarterback back then.
Yeah. This is like the Big 12 all over again. What are we doing?
Yeah.
We're used to that. But here we go. Longhorns not going fast here, trying to pick up some tempo, maybe catch Vanderbilt off guard.
They've been using tempo all day. That was definitely one of the strategies coming in. Tempo was big. Every time they get a good play, they seem to let's get back to the line really quickly.
And even with that, they're winning time of possession because they're extending. It's there's extending drives, 9, 10, 11 play drives.
Yep. Oh no! Bad pass.
Oh boy. Second tip drill interception of the ball game at Vanderbilt. Got the turnover they needed and came with a corner blitz that time.
That's a good play. Good play. Good play by the capers to wait on it, too. Watch him wait on the tip pass. He doesn't panic like most D lineman would.
Well, that's what Texas didn't need was a turnover right there. Brought the edge, and Gunnar Helm was open, but another tip drill pick. That's the second of the ball game.
Yep, and it was a slot corner blitz.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, good call. Good call at the time for them. Good call.
Now Vanderbilt trying to go fast here.
They should.
And this is where you talk about a flea flicker or one of those trickeration plays. You could probably see it from Vandy.
Sudden change. Sudden change.
They're going to be right back in this game, obviously down 14. Second time they've had a short field after a tip drill interception. First one came in the first quarter. Double move.
Oh, that's got to be that's good play. See? Make them run through you. It's good leverage. See? Make them run right. And they're going to run double move. They should have to run it right through you.
Yeah.
And he had to run it right through Muhammad.
Had enough pressure there to force an early throw.
Yeah, this is big for the defense here. Obviously, you give up a quick 6 here. This is a ball game.
I think people asking, I think Barron's back out.
Yeah, he is. No, they literally just put Kobe in there. I don't know what we can ask today. Y'all can ask today about it in post-game bit. I mean, that was, like I said, it seemed pretty random because I haven't seen them really put Kobe out there. It's been like Gavin Holmes usually, or something like that.
All right, big third down here. You've got to wonder if Vanderbilt's even thinking field goal here, or they're just going to try to, go 2 downs.
They're really good. They're a top 15 fourth down conversion team in the country. When they try to go through.
I'm assuming they're thinking 2 downs here. Down 14 points. Boy, Texas is moving the ball.
Whoa, good play by Jade. Wow. Hell of a play.
Maybe this guy will miss his second 50-plus yard field goal of the season.
That's good.
He's 5 of 6 from 50-plus this year.
That's back-to-back plays by the corners, Rod. Kobe Black, now Jade Barron on third downs.
And it's on the same concept. It's running slants on him. And look at Jade. He doesn't backpedal at all, guys. He doesn't give any ground. He's literally
he studied his film. He knew they go to backside slants on 3rd and 5.
All right, going for it on 4th, guys. Going for it on 4th. I was kind of thinking the field goal is not helping them much, but here we go.
Oh, they going at it's PI. Yep, they got him with the PI. Now Muhammad knows better than that. I wanted to, he got to turn around. He got to turn around and play the ball. He usually does a great job with that too. Yeah, he's got to play the ball. I mean, I don't love the call, but he didn't play the ball. And he's got his hands on it right there, and he's turned now. The guy does grab him, but he's got his back turned with his hands on the wide receiver. You're going to put your hands on the wide receiver, you got to be looking at the football, looking for the football.
Yeah.
All right, gutsy call by Clark Lee. They get it, and now they've got new life. That was a huge play in this game to convert the first down. Now it's the ball at the 20-yard line, and Longhorns up 14.
Make up for it. Let's go. Oh, man, it gave him too much time. Too much time.
Yeah, that was a huge 4th down right there. And it kind of looked like they felt like they go back to Mandy Muhammad, and once they had the contact, the receiver grabbed him, Rod. It almost prevented him from turning.
Oh, he did. He grabbed him.
It's a good play.
He grabbed him. That was a better. He did grab him. He did grab him, no doubt. And the ref didn't call. The ref didn't see it. The ref that threw it was behind him, so he didn't see the grab.
And And that pretty much, to me, that forced Manny Muhammad not to be able to turn and play the ball. But either way, good call by Clark Lee. And here comes Vanderbilt inside the 10-yard line now, 1st and goal. It'll be 2nd and goal. Good job by the defense.
But
obviously, again,
they might go for it again on 4th down.
Oh, yeah, this is 4-down territory.
No doubt.
Because they don't know. They can't march down the field. They know that. You got to take advantage of the short field.
Absolutely. Well, 100% true. I mean, and 3 points. I mean, you're still down 11.
Doesn't help you much.
Doesn't really. Third quarter is approaching 4 minutes. Yeah, you got to get a touchdown where you can here, if they can. Yeah, it's 4-down territory.
Oh, yep. And they want the ball in the hands of their man. They're like, no, we wanted his hands all the time. Texas knows that too. It's like, no, we don't trust anybody else right now with the ball. The game on the line.
They're gonna give him a run pass option on this 3rd.
Yep, exactly. And you know what? I agree. I give him the opportunity to go score or to make the decision.
All right, big 3rd down, but there'll be a 4th down that's going to be right on top of that. What are you calling here, Jerry? You're bringing pressure?
Yeah, you have to bring pressure of some sort against this, and because he's gonna play on the move on this play. It's gonna be run pass option.
Oh, nice play. Good job. Taft is having a hell of a game. Taft might be having the game of his life right now. That was Sowers. Might be the best tight end in the SEC.
Yeah.
Gunnar Helm's like, I think that might be me.
Maybe both the 1st and 2nd teamers, however it shakes out, playing in this game.
Yep, I agree with that. Taft Dad, man, I'm telling you, is this the best game Taft Daddy's ever had? He's got a forced fumble. He's got a pick. Got a PBU there in the red zone.
Yeah,
that's
got
a good
4-down
right
territory. You're going for a touchdown here. This is a massive play for Vanderbilt and Texas defense.
Oh, they got him rolling to the boundary. What? Oh, no. Oh, no. What a great throw. What a throw. Good Lord. I don't even know how he threaded that needle. What the hell? That was a good play, guys. It's just like you said, Jerry. I'm going to give him the option.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him the option to throw it around. I don't know how he threaded that needle. How the hell did he get that ball through there?
You have to skill around his sandlot.
Like what that was like straight up Johnny Manziel backyard football, man.
Yeah,
like he rolled to the boundary.
You literally, if you're an offensive coordinator, it's fun, but you just have to scheme enough to let his sandlot work at times.
Yep, you have to bake in the improvisation, Jerry. Like you said, you got to bake it in. Just give him enough freedom to be able to ad lib when he wants to. Goodness, I wish I gotta see this again. I gotta replay this in slow mo, man. Let's go.
Yeah, that was 2 huge 4th downs, guys. Longhorn defense kind of deserved better. They stopped him twice and got it to 4th down, then a pass interference call, and then that kind of miracle throw. We got ourselves a ball game. It's 24-17. That tip drill interception was crucially bad for Texas to allow Vanderbilt right back in this ball game because you gave him a short field.
They're top 15 4th down conversion team in the country, and that drive basically is all 4th down conversions. How did he get this ball in? How did he get this ball? Wow. What the?
I don't even know what he said.
Like, dude, LaFile almost had it.
You know what that looked like, Rod? Major Applewhite at Nebraska. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're like, there's like 4 Nebraska players there. Somehow the ball gets through for the game-winning touchdown for Texas. And
guys, I give him credit because on 4th down you got to throw it, right? Even if it's not open, you're going to lose the ball anyhow. Turnover in the end zone, there's always a chance, and a lot of quarterbacks wouldn't even have thrown that ball, but they would have been Texas ball. Instead, he made a throw and got lucky. It got through all the arms, and it's a touchdown.
That was more luck than it was skill, but damn, sometimes you make your own luck, like you said. He threw it. Yeah, sometimes you're lucky. Not good. Trust me, I've been lucky. That was a lot of luck, but you're right. They gave put like this. The play caller gave him he's like, you know what? It's my guy. I'm gonna give it to my guy. Tell my guy to go make a play. That was the strategy that paid off for him. They could have done something else and not. They was like, no, Pavia, you decide. You're the guy.
Well, if he had done that on second or third down, you probably would have yelled at him. But on fourth down, what you have to throw it.
Makes the magic happen, baby. Makes the magic happen.
Make it happen. All right, Longhorns need to drive now, guys, because Vanderbilt's crowd's back in it. They've given them 2 short field touchdowns and the field goal before half that came after a 22-yard punt. So Longhorns, kind of keeping Vanderbilt in this game with their own turnovers. And obviously Vanderbilt forced those 2 tip drill interceptions, but still Longhorns have 316 total yards with a quarter to play. But, Vanderbilt hanging around here, too close for comfort for the Longhorns. Now you got to get that drive crank back up, get that run game going, that you're going to have to do it with a crowd that's back in it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably go back to some of your strategy in the first half. I think the assumption was get the run game going and we're going to pull away our defense, complementary football. I bet he goes back to some of the first half strategies, and they're going to, you want to get the run game going, but I guarantee you Quinn is 22 or 27? I know those 2 tip passes, but that's how they were getting some of their explosive plays. I wonder if they'll go back to some of that too, kind of more of a balanced attack, or just going with the pass game.
Need a drive here. One of those moments you have to punt here on this drive. All of a sudden, Vanderbilt, you do not want Diego Pavia hanging around. That's something for sure, and he certainly is right now with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. Brought to you by Vote for Anthony Hippolito for Hays County Sheriff. Appreciate Anthony supporting the On Texas Football channel and using this platform to get the word out to voters in Hays County and folks who know. If you know people in Hays County, please tell them vote for Anthony. He has dedicated his entire life to law enforcement, APD, retired, now working in the Hays County Sheriff's Office, and has the strong endorsement from the outgoing Sheriff Gary Cutler, who is retiring. And you should vote for Anthony when you get the chance. All right, there we go. There's a super chat. Why isn't Sark running the ball? Why does Quinn look like Kirk Cousins out there, tip pass after tip pass, interceptions? Well, I mean, both of them got into his face. That was a corner blitz, the slot corner blitz on the last one, and then the linebacker blitz on the first one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to run the football, but Trey Wisner nor Jaden Blue is a 25 carry type of back against a quality opponent. You don't want to put their health in that jeopardy. That's not what those guys are. So run the football, but the pass needs to be the extension of the run game. And Rod said, I think we're about to see that again.
Yep.
Guys, did you see that ball? I just saw that replay again of the touchdown pass. It was tipped by Leonga Lafau, or it might have been knocked down by Michael Taft.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know how he caught. And then the receiver with the hand-eye coordination to catch it still after it's tipped. That's even tougher. That was a lot of play on that. A lot of variables in play that play.
All right, Sark and Quinn got to get going something here because Vanderbilt's fired up. That's a tackle for loss on first down. It's 2nd and 11. Vanderbilt's starting to believe now.
A little confusion between Banks and Helm on that one. You saw him kind of Kelvin looking at Banks after that play.
A nice blitz pick up there. Yeah, Vandy's blitzing a little bit more now because they're like, all right, our blitz that worked, so let's go. Maybe we can get another tip pass. It's all we need, another tip pass. Or we're already in Quinn's head. He knows we're blitzing. Yeah. He starts, playing some mind games.
They couldn't stay in the too high shell playing off, right? I mean, they couldn't. They weren't going to stop them. So they had to make a change here. Now that Vanderbilt's 9,000 people here are into this third down.
Wingo.
There's Ryan Wingo with a catch and a first down. Big play there. Big play to get the chains moving. See if Longhorns go fast here. You really want to get this Vanderbilt defense on its heels now with 2 minutes to go in the quarter, but big third down pickup. Compressed set. Rod, Wingo gets to the outside.
Yep. Creating no space for him.
Here comes Jaden Blue for a 5-yard gain. Stayed in bounds. Clock will run.
When they get a good play, they go tempo to get back to the line. Let's go. Got to get another good play. Okay, sorry. Let's go. Sark wants to go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, check it down. Get him. Yep. That's a run. That's a run play. That's all that is. Works the same way.
Yeah, it does. Good hard run. Hold on to that football, Jaden Blue.
Yeah.
Second first down of this drive. Longhorns moving it. and it's really been their own. Again, their charity has kept Vanderbilt in this game with 2 interceptions and a short punt.
We have not seen Amari Niblack get this many critical reps all season, right?
Well, it's almost like he was,
Yeah.
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 So I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, Vanderbilt stripping at that football here. You got to hold on to it, running backs. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Brought to you by Anthony Hippolito. Vote for him for Hays County Sheriff. And he'll be watching, of course, the On Texas Football all day and post game. Longhorns in a dogfight as we thought they would be at Vanderbilt.
Uh-oh.
All right, might get 5 free yards here. We'll see. Did they call it? Looked like 24 drew off Kelvin Banks. Yeah, that's going to be on Vanderbilt. 24.
Yeah. We'll take it. We'll take those easy yards.
I'll say this in this third quarter, but Vanderbilt's made it a lot tougher on Texas, right? I'm only 3 points in the quarter and held Texas to a field goal, then forced the interception, which got them right back in the game. Texas needs to go at a touchdown and separate again. 15 minutes to go in the ballgame, guys. How are we feeling?
I think Texas is I still feel like Texas is in control of the game. I know Vanderbilt is surging, but we know why, right? They're giving short fields. They have not proven they can march the length of the field of defense. If Texas quits giving them short fields, I don't see them scoring. So they're scoring now. Like I said, if Texas ends up giving up another short field somehow, that would be the problem. But if they just play complementary football, guys, they control this game. And I feel like they have been. It's just those instances where tip pass, interception, short field, they take advantage of it. And they're one of the best teams in the country of points off, turnover margin, right? And they do a great job of that in turnover margin. They don't give the ball away very much. And when they do actually get the opportunity to score on a short field off a turnover, they maximize it. And they're doing that right now against Texas. So some of the things that their recipe that has made them so successful, you're just seeing it. Their fourth down conversions, you're starting to see that. Pavia and his ability to improvise, you're starting to see that. And Texas is kind of giving them life with these short fields.
Yep.
And there's been 4 plays in this game that have made this a game.
Yeah.
The 2 interceptions, the tip balls, one of those really good play by Vanderbilt, okay? The second one, you'd like to see Quinn. He's played a lot of football. You'd like to see that not happen. The 15-yard late hit on Cam Williams after he pancaked the guy.
Yeah.
And then the shank punt. The shank punt is the one that could come back to haunt you too. Those 4 plays are all huge in this game. That shank punt gave Vanderbilt 3 at the end of the half, essentially.
That's true.
Because it got them in field goal position. If you kick that to the 20, they don't get a field goal at the end of the half. So there's 4 plays in this game that have kept Vanderbilt even in it. Texas defense has played pretty well. I don't care. Look, Diego's a damn good football player, and they're a team that believes they can beat anybody. And they have 177 yards after 3 quarters. You're on the road. That's good. It's just there's been 4 plays that have been critical in this game to giving that team a chance to be in the game.
Yep. Agreed.
Yep. I mean, again, it's I don't say it's like Georgia, but it's similar to the Georgia game in that the Vanderbilt scoring drives have been all about 30 yards, right? 30 yards to kick a field goal, 2 30-yard touchdowns. And that's not ideal because the Longhorns have only given up 175 total yards in this game, yet 17 points are on the board. That's Texas mistakes coming back to get them with 14 points off turnovers and that shank punt. You're right, Jerry, just massive in this game. But Longhorns have the ball to start the fourth quarter, trying to move down and put some points on the board. The one thing you don't want, I know you'd want a touchdown here, but a field goal, you just don't want to be in a 1-score game with Diego Pavia on the other side, right? You'd like to separate, and you just feel like that guy's got magic. If you can keep it 2 scores, you feel pretty good.
Yes.
You want to pull away. You want to pull away here in the fourth quarter here. You want to be up by multiple. Matter of fact, I want to say the last team that had them down by double digits other than Texas was like Georgia. Was it Georgia State who they ended up losing to? So they don't get down by double digits very often. You can do that. You're right. It's definitely a psychological advantage over them, no question.
Because they don't have a downfield throwing game unless you lose your eye discipline in the secondary. That's not who they are. Mm-hmm. So if you get up 2 touchdowns on them in the fourth quarter, they're in a really tough position from a play calling standpoint. You can't go to what you don't have.
Oh, Trey Wiseman looked like he had a crease, and now it's going to be 3rd and 1. I wondered coming out 2nd and 2 if they were going to go something big play. This is probably 2-down territory, guys, or would you? Well, let's just see if they get the first down. But
yeah, I say you had 45. Yeah, I think Sark will go for it because Sark understands you can't let them back in this game. So you can give them momentum. That's momentum. I think he'd go for it.
All right. Looked like Trey Wiseman had a chance to get that first down, and then guy shot through there and took his legs out. Would have been big here. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Got him. Good. Oh, good vision. Good patience.
Yeah, I like his cutback ability.
Oh, no. Flag. Oh, no. What? Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Holding. Another self-inflicted wound there.
That hurts right there. That's brutal.
They call that on Nye Black?
Yep.
Oh, yep. All right, 3rd and long.
They call hands outside the shoulders in this conference.
Get used to it.
Yep.
All right, big play in this ballgame. 3rd and 11 now. Texas had the
first sack. Guys, how many sacks did they get up for? Is that 4 sacks?
That's 4.
Yeah, that's okay. Cam Williams.
That's 4 sacks after get. So you giving them 11 sacks in the last 2 weeks? That ain't good. That ain't good.
Boy, mistakes. Penalty, which negates a first down, and then Cam Williams just got beat to the inside.
Got beat. Overset.
All right, momentum clearly in black right now. They're going to need a good punt out of Michael Kern. His last punt was 22 yards.
Oh, come on, guys. Oh, come on, guys. We talked about the Gunners this week. Texas missing those Gunners from last year, that's for sure.
Again, man, it's just a hold on 3rd and 1. That
add that to your list, Jerry. Add that to your list of plays. How many you had? 4? Is that 5 now with that one?
Yeah. five ones that really cost you.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and 5 plays that have kept Vanderbilt in this game. Now they have the ball down a score and the crowd's going nuts. And here we go. Got to have a defensive stop.
Yeah, unless they get a chunky yardage play, still going to be tough for them to march down the field. A chunky yardage play, probably do via the pass. I don't necessarily see them getting a big one via the run, but they could. Uh-oh.
All right, that time Vanderbilt won first down, and then they had a short second down and got it. So now they get a fresh set approaching midfield. Longhorns need to win first down here.
Yeah, look, they gave up 6 on the first down play, and they got to play a little better on first down coming down the stretch here, because those are runs.
Good play. Good job.
Copper Collins that time. Colin Simmons. Yeah, Longhorns need a negative play here. They need to force something.
Well, this is good though. 2nd and 9 is good because 2nd and 9, that's 2nd and long. They're a 3 yards in a cloud of dust team. You get them, you stop them here for a 2 or 3 yard gain. They're probably gonna run it most of the time they do. I'd be surprised if they throw it on second down. They could, but they usually throw it when they have to. Going to the three backs again. 31 personnel. There you go. All right, that's what you need. Now you got third and 5 here, 3rd and 6, somewhere around there.
3rd and 6.5.
That's basically where you need to be because they're gonna throw it. They're gonna throw it. Now they could decide to go with an exotic run scheme here, but
backside slant's been their go-to on this number.
Field
side slant's been their go-to. Let's see.
And watch the slant go. So watch the slant go. And they're flat-foot reading these things too. They've been all game long.
I'd also say if I'm Tim Beck, I might be thinking 2 downs here.
Yep, I agree with that too.
So you still could run the ball and try to catch Texas off guard.
They're gonna throw it. Oh, good play.
Benda, nice play, Benda. All right, what do they do now?
Right, you got to go for it, but that was really good pressure.
It was good pressure. Exactly. They collapsed that pocket. They collapsed.
I say you got to go for it. I mean, you have a really good punter. If he can down it inside the 5, that puts, and you bring the house on Quinn at that point, and you bring the house. If you can down a punt inside the 10, you say, you know what, I'm bringing the house.
They're kicking it. That Texas thought they was going for it too. Texas rushing guys on the field. Texas thought they were going for it too.
Better make sure they had to call timeout. Better make sure you have 11 and not 12.
And make sure make sure you're safe punt. Make sure they ain't trying to fake it on you. So be aware of that too. Like you gotta, that's you to be aware of right now. Fake punt.
Hey, look, my thing is I like Vandy punting this because if you can pin it inside the 5, if you get a really good punt out of this, then all of a sudden Texas Sark's in a tough position play calling wise. Because if I'm Vanderbilt, I'm bringing numbers at that point in time.
Agreed. And we'll see. Texas, that was a win for the Texas defense to get off the field. 2 for 10 now on 3rd down for Vanderbilt. Longhorns 7 for 11. Really, this game is about those 2 tip drill interceptions. If not for those, it'd be a wide stretch because we just saw Vanderbilt has a hard time going long drives. They've had 2 30-yard touchdown drives. Other than that, just the 3 points. So Longhorns still have control of this game if they can mount one more drive. And you feel like one more touchdown drive, guys, you feel real good about where you're at.
No points at all at this point with 10 minutes left. But I have to pull this up. Drinking during games, not smart. All right. So, I mean, points of any kind is the key here. Because any drive, if Vanderbilt pins you inside the 10, if you have any drive where you get points, Vanderbilt's going to have 4 minutes left to down 2 scores. I mean, that's the reality of what's coming up here for Texas offensively if Vanderbilt has a really good punt.
Rod, you said it on that last series. I mean, the offensive line's got to protect better. 4 sacks. A couple of those come on those delayed blitzes, but still 4 sacks, the interceptions forced. Texas has to be sharper with the football. They were in the first quarter. It hadn't been the same really here in the second half.
Yeah, and considering, how important this drive is and the struggles the offensive line has had, kind of game Quinn has had bouncing back from the last prior 2 weeks, and the way the running game is performing, what's the focus on this drive, I wonder, for Sark, right? You're going to put the ball in Quinn's hands. You're going to decide to be a little bit more conservative, run the football, let your offensive line just kind of tee off on Vanderbilt. I can't wait to see what his strategy is, because this is the most important drive of the game. You can make the argument is offensively for Texas and what they decide to do here. Because if you go through it out here and don't get points on the board, as Jerry said, giving back the football to Vanderbilt,
especially as bad as your punting game has been. By the way, the last thing you want to do is punt the ball from your own end zone right now.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that's disaster zone in this game.
Well, this turns out to be potentially one of the bigger drives of the season for Texas here. Backed up. This is kind of feels like that Georgia drive that they had last week off the 9-yard line.
Punt safe it was. Fair catch by Side. Hey, ran into him. That's a good big penalty here. Big penalty because he caught the ball in the 12.
I was going to say, guys, this feel like that Georgia drive last week where, Texas couldn't get them off the field and they were able to spread it back out by 14 or 15. Kind of feels the same way the other way. If Texas can go move the ball down the field, stick in the end zone, they can pretty much end this game. Vanderbilt, though, gets a stop. They got Diego Pavia in a one-score game.
That's a huge penalty because that's a 15-yard penalty. So suddenly Texas is not backed up. They have the ball in the 27. So that was a huge fair catch interference call because that's a 15-yard penalty. So there you go. So Texas starts on the 27. Much different play calling for Sark now.
All right, Rod's going to drop off, get ready for the post-game show with Bobby and the crew. Of course, however this game ends, we'll have the On Texas Football post-game show. Make sure you tune in for that, Brian. Brian Robinson on the post-game show again this week?
He is. Outside run there. Going to have a hold. It looks on the outside on Texas there. I'm not sure who that's on, but looks like hold coming.
Kelvin Banks. Boy, the Longhorns, just the mistakes continue. The only reason this is a ball game right now.
Yeah. Second hold on Banks this game. So,
yeah.
You might want to just Texas up to 8 penalties for 83 yards. They were just the gifted a penalty on the catch interference. But now you got a first and long.
Wow. Good play by the DB.
Quarterback's got to make some plays here, guys. 2nd and 19 now. Yeah, I don't know that was ever open.
No. No, that was not open. That was closed.
Got to get DeAndre Moore back involved, guys. He had such a huge first half.
Overthrew it. Overthrew it.
I don't like that play at all, though, guys. It's 2nd and 19. Now you have 3rd and 19.
And again, outside blitz. I mean, hit almost immediately on his first step up into the pocket. Vanderbilt is
they're coming.
Too much pressure in this game.
Yeah, they're coming. They know they found some with the blitz. So, like, you know what? We'd rather decide to gamble with the blitz than sit back and be conservative.
Had to, yeah. I mean, Texas was shredding them. They only have 3 points in the second half, Texas.
Got the 3 high working. Look at the 3 high working for him. Look at Manny pulling out the 3 high.
Yep.
Oh, it's great play, Quinn. That was a hell of a play. Hell of a throw, young man. Hell of a play.
Ooh, man, play of the day so far. Longhorns convert on 3rd and 20 out near midfield to Silas Bolden. That's the Quinn we saw at Michigan, right? Stepping up in the pocket, good feet, good vision down the field, and delivers. That's play of the game so far, guys.
Hell of a play. Empty formation, too. You guys know I love me some empty. And stressed him. He's a 3 high. I love it.
Great throw by Quinn. That's the best throw maybe since he's come back from the injury right there.
Yeah, I was going to say best throw he's had since he came back. No doubt.
That one in the helm earlier was nice, too. It's that 6-man blitz, a 0 blitz they threw out there. That was nice. Nice one, too.
All right, let's see if Texas can build the momentum here. They come back from the Kelvin Banks penalty to convert, and that's a big injury there, guys. That's their best pass rusher.
Yes, it is, and he missed last week, so he's already been dinged a little bit. I think he may have just got dinged for real on that play. He's grabbing the area you get dinged in, but he did miss last week's game.
Dinged in the ding ding.
Yeah, ding the ding ding ding.
Quinn is just so much better though when Quinn's got active feet though.
That's the whole deal, Rod. When he moves like an athlete, he is a good player. If he does not move like an athlete, no quarterback's successful.
Yep.
Period.
Totally agree.
It's almost like with Quinn. I'd like to make him jump rope before a game or something.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I would leave the box here. I would go so unorthodox. Hey, get your throws in. Here's a jump rope. Do that for 3 minutes as fast as you can. And you know what? In between possessions, do that as fast as you can for a minute. I'm serious. That's what I would start looking outside the box with him.
Throw it away. Oh, throw it away. Good job. Throw it away. Good decision making there. Throw it away. Good job. No panic.
All right, big 3rd down. You wonder if they go empty again here, guys. Try to create some opportunities, one-on-ones. big though, guys. We're halfway through the fourth quarter, and it's still
Yep.
a one-score game. You need more some points there. I just feel like you have to score more here than 24 if you're going to win this game.
This chat will be much better if Texas can get get 3 points and a first down and get 3 points. I'll say that. The
Please.
chat's about to pass out right now. I'm following all of you.
They're hyperventilating.
It's getting to that point.
Oh no. I don't like the play call. I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like any of that. I don't like it.
Yeah, why throw short of the sticks on that play, guys?
I don't like the decision, and I don't like I don't like any of it. Let me go see. They blitzing. Let me go see.
It's a heck of a catch by DeAndre Moore, though.
Yeah, he didn't catch it though. All right, we'll see. I like the empty last time, Rod, when it was 3rd and 20, but I mean, you still needed 9 yards.
Yeah,
but,
they blitzed him, and I guess that was his hot. But yeah, they blitzed him. That's what they're doing though. They're just smart right now. They figured out what was working. Yeah,
Gotta have a good punt here. Gotta have a good punt.
Yeah. All right.
Better, not great, but it's a fair catch. So 85 yards to a touchdown. That's feel pretty good about that for Texas. For Vanderbilt only has 191 yards, but here comes that guy, Diego Pavia.
Yeah.
Hey, our fourth quarter brought to you by our friends over at ATX Trees, Cedillo family, 25 years. They've been doing this from their tree farm to your home. They've been doing it 25 years. Because they grow mature trees, so they can pluck it out of the ground there at their tree farm, deliver it to your house, install it, put a great warranty on it, put the tree. I mentioned earlier in our second quarter, we put one up in our backyard when we were doing some work on our patio. Instead of putting up, a shade or a pergola or something, we said, you know what, let's put up a tree. And it really has been a great decision. We get the shade we want, and it's going to grow in even more, and we'll have great shade over our patio. In our backyard. You can do the same, and they do it with over 18 varieties of native trees in stock. These are great looking trees, and a family that takes care of those trees and then delivers them to your house. And again, the warranty, the installation, delivery, all free when you go to atxtrees.com. They also have 10% off all phone orders, 512-749-5149. That's 512-749-5149. Also, if you're looking for a xeriscape, they do great landscaping there at ATX Trees. Once you have the trees installed, they'll trim them and prune them back on the regular. Then those xeriscapes are incredible with the drought conditions we have all through Central Texas, out into the hill country. This is a great way to put in drought tolerant xeriscaping, eliminate the water, that thirsty water needing grass, water wise plants. But you see on that picture there on the screen, looks amazing. Really pops in your yard, beautifies your yard, but keeps it efficient and saves water. They have $200 off right now, any xeriscape project of more than $2,500. So go to atxtrees.com. That's atxtrees.com. Based in Dripping Springs, the tree farm in Liberty Hill and up that way. They are tremendous. From their tree farm to your home with mature trees. No one does it better than the Cedillo family and ATX Trees. atxtrees.com, our fourth quarter sponsor. And it's a fourth quarter of a dogfight here, guys. Here we go. This is not what you wanted in a game that you were, seemingly in control of. But the thing that sticks out, guys, is you've only scored 3 points in the second half. 3 points after putting 21 on the board in the first half. You felt like you could kind of name the score and stretch this thing out. Not the case. Vanderbilt is right in this ball game, and Diego Pavia has the ball down 7.
Yeah, I mean, look, Texas is – the mistakes have taken them out of being able to run the ball and control the game, Rod, in the second half. The mistakes have really, the holds, what have you, have really taken at inopportune times, have taken Texas out of position to control the game with the lead in the run.
Yep.
I mean, that's one of the things I've really looked at in the second half of this game. And now it's going to be a huge first down for Texas defensively here.
Yep.
Got to win first down, and 8-10 to go. If you can get a good defensive stand, you'll get the ball back with some decent field position. But you cannot let the momentum stay in black here. Okay, that's a good first down play for Pavia. This guys, even if Texas wins, I have too many questions with his team. O-line looks to have gotten worse. Penalties getting unacceptable. Defense doing all they can, but the offense not helping, obviously. Yeah, I mean, they almost had 300 yards at halftime. They have about 60 plus in the second half. And that's really been discouraging because it felt like, and the defense has done their job, has to defend two short fields to give up the only 2 touchdowns they've given up.
And we said it before the game. We've said it during the first half. We said it during the second half. Really, Texas has to stop themselves on offense. But you know what they've done? They've stopped themselves on offense in this game. Has Vanderbilt come out and really been the difference here? Wow. Or has it been Texas stopping themselves?
Mistakes, self-inflicted wounds.
Yep.
That's a good play. That's a good play. He throws great on the run. They're doing what he does well, Pavia. Pavia throws well on the run. They keep putting him on the run, put him on the move. So Texas has a moving target to try to figure out.
And that guy is absolutely fearless. He plays with a fearlessness. But I guess when you're a wrestler and all that good stuff, what he's done, I mean, it all matches up to a guy who's going to be fearless.
Do we have an update on Bobby Burton right now? I don't know. Bobby's somewhere hyperventilating.
Blood pressure high.
Yeah. Oh, that's another good first down play. If they get more than 3 yards on first down, it's a good play.
And Rod, they're just doing it with the fake to see if a linebacker will false step, because Diego reads it like a running back. He is a damn running back at quarterback when he decides he's going to run. So what's he looking at? Which linebacker is going to false step? Which linebacker is going to take the eye candy, take the fake? And I'm going right there. And I'm going to get 3 or 4 on first down.
They love this 30 personnel package, triangle formation, diamond formation. Oh, good play. Good job, man. Anthony Hill, good play.
And good for the quarterback to get rid of that ball. A sack would have been brutal for them there, but big for Texas because 3rd and 5 is manageable.
Again, Jermaine Lole playing at a high level for Texas, man. Jermaine Lole, I think, pushed the pocket on this play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he beat his man, Clay. He beat the shot the gap. Jerry beat his man.
Yep. He forced Diego out of the pocket before he was ready to on that play.
He did.
All right. Big 3rd down here, guys.
Ooh,
quarterback draw in 4 down territories wouldn't be absolutely crazy here.
Wow, what an off-platform throw though. That was I don't know how that's a nice throw.
Here we go, boys. They can't punt it. This is it.
Here we go.
Big decision by Clark Lee.
Got to go for it.
Got to go for it. Yeah, got to.
I don't know. They've got timeouts. I mean, they've stopped Texas the whole second half. I don't know. If you don't get it, I think you're giving yourself no chance. But either way, they're going to go for it. It's a risky call.
Yeah. Again, we're going into this game, house money. This is a house money game for Vanderbilt. They're 5-2. They'll win another game or 2. They're going to a bowl. They've already raced past expectations. Now they got a chance to have a special season. Go for broke game.
Roll him out. Oh, man. Broken play. He just throws it up. Pick.
Oh, look at that. The foul with the big play. There it is. That's the turnover Texas needed. He threw it again, guys. You can't hold the ball on 4th down. You got to throw it.
I think his coach must have told him, like, this is it for us too, though. They weren't playing for
who got the pressure. Who got the pressure on that? I know we'll see the replay, but who got the pressure on that? Was it?
I think it was Anthony Hill. I think it was Anthony Hill.
Trey
that
Moore.
Was big. It's Trey Moore.
It was Sorrell and
Trey Moore.
It was Sorrell and Trey Moore. Yeah, Moore and Sorrell.
Yep.
Play, guys. I don't know, but I understand the house money. If I'm Clark Lee, I'm punting that ball and see if Texas can go the length of the field. Now you feel like if you're Clark Lee, you might have just given Texas a touchdown. We'll see if they can take advantage of it, not make a mistake. Now they get a short field of 30 yards to try to go separate with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, I'm playing for a field goal here.
Ooh.
Oh, penalty. Another flag.
Good night.
Another flag.
That's going to take him out of field goal range.
And to your point, maybe with the if you're just the feel of the game, you go, but Texas is hurting themselves more than we're hurting Texas.
That's it.
Punt it, and let's see if Texas will back themselves up a little bit more. Blitz them a little bit more and see if they make a mistake.
9 Texas penalties, 93 yards, guys.
Be interesting to hear Sark's comments on this. Let's see. This was on Gunnar Helman motion.
I don't know about that one.
That's not holding, guys.
That's not.
Oh, that's a terrible call.
I don't even know how you call that. How was that? I don't even know what that was. That's wild.
Oh, guys,
That
I hate
made no
the play
sense.
call.
That's a terrible
And then
call.
the play call. What do we mean? That's like first and you run into the boundary and Jay Blue runs out of bounds. I mean, that makes no sense.
Clock's still running. They still got the clock running.
All right. Yeah, I guess they.
But again, look, bottom line here, Bert Auburn's a really good kicker. He doesn't have the leg of Taylor. Texas has got to get this ball down to the 30. They need to pick up 12 yards here on this play.
Well, let's knock down that Gunner Helm play. That was a great run by Jaden Blue. Start the drive, and that was not holding, guys.
No. Oh, great job, Quinn. Good job. There you go, Jerry. Got it down to the 30 for you. 29.
Yeah. All right, so 45-yard field goal. You got a fourth-year kicker here.
3rd and 9, though. Protect the ball, but don't lose yards on this. No penalties.
Yeah.
Just run it.
I'm kind of there.
Just run it or make it a quick dump off or check down.
I'm kind of there.
I don't know. I mean, are you going to rely? I mean, again, 9 yards. I mean, nothing risky, but I think you need to use more clock, and I'd like to have a little shorter field goal. But Bert Auburn is first team, all preseason.
Yeah, and they're running this all the way down. They're going to snap it with 2.
They running it. Oh, Blue guy. Oh, nice.
Wow, big run right there, guys.
Yeah.
Good call there, offensive
Wait, is there a flag? Is there a flag? Hold on.
No flag.
I'm just waiting. I think we should wait 10 seconds, like 10 seconds for a putt to go in. Should we keep waiting here for a flag, or are we good?
No flag. Oh,
okay.
Great blocking. Boom. Popped it. Wow. Look at it. Oh, that's beautiful.
Nice cutback, too, right there by Jaden Blue.
Trusting Jaden Blue. Game on the line, too, to run the football. Says a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's over. He's six yards of carry in this game, guys. He's 9 for 50. Almost had a touchdown there. No fumbles, guys.
Texas backs have run it for 125. That's a good number in this game.
All right, that didn't go anywhere. No turnovers here, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, field goal, and watch that clock. You're going to see Vanderbilt start using timeouts, I think.
I think Vandy will let it run to the 2-minute and then call one on 3rd down is my bet.
Hey, Jerry, where is Jarrett Gibson gone?
That's a good question. I expected him to play in this game. I was wrong. I just thought this would be a game he would play. But look, pass protection. You got to be a good pass protector because I think, look, especially with a quarterback that's not playing good in the pocket.
He threw it. RPO. I don't like it.
They get the call? Nope.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I mean, I don't get that. You just gave them a timeout.
I don't get that.
I don't get that at all, man.
Is that on Quinn? Is that on Quinn with the RPO, or is that a call?
That's the question. I mean, it looked like I said, it looked like an RPO, so I gotta go back and check it out and watch it.
I don't understand it at all. That's got to be run here. That's got to be run.
Yeah, if it is an RPO, why give him the option? Is what Jerry said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either way, and you're feeling good about a field goal. Just no fumbles here on 3rd and goal.
Or tip passes.
No penalties. Stay in bounds. All right, that'll go to the 2-minute warning. All right, but a 10-point lead with 2 minutes to play against this offense, you feel pretty good.
And again here, man, I'm not being to be an ass, but why are you running that to a boundary play? Yeah, I mean, you got a 22-yard field goal from a short hash with a right foot kicker. I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. Run the damn ball up the middle. Keep your field goal kicker in the middle of the field. Why'd you run it? I don't understand that, man, at all. I don't get it.
I agree with that, actually. It's ideal. Not ideal.
I don't get that. Why are you trying to make it more difficult on your kicker right here? I don't get it. If you literally a field goal wins the game. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is nuts.
Yeah, I would think I don't know the preference of Bert Auburn, but I'm with you. I mean, I would think that his preference would be closer to the
Wouldn't you want it to be an extra point?
Yep, basically, yeah. Yep. Don't understand it. I don't understand like I said, don't understand the RPO before that or the pass play before that. And don't understand that call to run it to the boundary.
Hey! Wait, they call the technical. I'm going to send my guy to the free throw line. Hey, why don't you not shoot in the middle? Why don't you move over to the left side of the free throw line? Does that make any sense at all at this point in the game? Give me a break.
No, because you're playing for the field goal.
Yeah.
Questionable calls, no doubt. Questionable calls.
If they make this field goal, guys, you're feeling pretty good about where they're at. To y'all's point, I agree with you 100%. But I don't like the RPO throw there. But you might have forced Vanderbilt to use a timeout if you don't throw it there. We'll see. You make a field goal though, you feel good. I will say I think Quinn Ewers played a lot better today. 27-37. I thought some throws right there on that big drive after the penalty. Credit where credit is due. And it says here, I thought Quinn has looked great minus the tip drill. Yeah, I think that throw he made on the 3rd and 20 and the throws he's made here in the second half, he's shown that he's healthy and he can still move in the pocket. I like the jump roping idea, Jerry, because if Texas can hold out and win this ball game, get a bye week, you feel good about Quinn being even healthier come the Florida game.
Look, we're at the point with a 12-team playoff where after you get 1 week, it's literally survive and advance. I felt like Texas survived and advanced if they make this field goal. I don't feel like it was a good game. I think the defense played well. Again, though, there's just too many critical down and distance, critical errors in this game. So I know we're all in survive and advance in college football after you have one loss because you have 2 to play with and still make a playoff if you're Texas. But this felt like the ugly NCAA tournament basketball game, even if you make this field goal that you advance, but you're like, man, we got to play a hell of a lot better, else we're gonna get caught again.
Well, I think this second half, especially guys, with DeAndre Moore blew up in the first half, but they've done a good job on him. But this tells you how important Isaiah Bond is to this offense, and Jonte Cook obviously in the doghouse at this point. But they're going to survive this game if he makes this field goal. It's probably good chance an all-conference kicker makes it.
Yes.
Well, there you go. 10-point lead. What do you do defensively here, Rod? 10-point lead with 2 minutes. You play the old prevent, or what are we doing? Because you don't mind if they take a long time to go down and score. They don't have a lot of time.
Well, you don't have to worry about the running game anymore. If they want to run it, give it to them. Hell, I'd come out the NASCAR dime. I'd come out that nasty NASCAR dime. If they want to run it, that'd be great. God bless them.
With a spy?
You can put a spy on them. I'd probably you could try even the double spy him if you're that worried about them scrambling. But like I said, I think you're a NASCAR dime. You got enough edge, athleticism on the edge because you bump Barron Sorrell inside. You got Trey Moore out there. You got Colin Simmons. That almost works as an added spy for you anyway. So I might only put one guy on him as a spy, have the rest of my guys dropping back in coverage in case, they have the scramble drill working. But I would go with the NASCAR dime right here because you don't have to worry about the run game.
All right, big turnover forced by Texas there inside 3 minutes, and then did enough offensively to get their second field goal of the second half. They've only scored 6 points in the second half, but 27-17 Texas. This defense will probably come out of this game, guys. Still is the number 1 defense in the country, only 209 yards allowed and 2 short field touchdowns. They played really well against a tough offense to handle. So feeling pretty good about that. I like your idea though, Rod. The nasty dime, the NASCAR dime. Let's bring it. And describe that again, Rod. I know a lot of people here know it, but new folks, that's putting 3 pass rushers and then dropping 7 or 8 players into deep coverage and let the pass rush get there. And I like the idea of maybe double spies because right now my fear, the one thing that can beat you is Pavia's legs and something off schedule with him making a deep throw.
By the way, for all the people in the chat, I know it's ugly. I know Texas isn't playing well.
Down. Nasty down.
But if you need help, go flip over and watch Florida State try to play football against Miami.
Or Missouri.
That'll make you feel a little better. It's survive and advance. This was a survive because it hadn't been pretty.
Here comes Colin Simmons, guys, and there's a screen pass set up. Nice call. But, oh, man, I hope that number 54 is okay. He got clipped by his own guy. Friendly fire. Yeah, he's up. Good. Right in front of his kneecap. Okay. Good call. 3-yard gain, though.
Hey, he knocked the ball out, too. After the heel knocked the ball out.
Yeah, I like this, Rod. You called it. Let Anthony Hill run side to side and make plays. Whoa.
Yep, they got it out there. Oh, now they're bringing them from inside. I like it. Got Kobe Black out there.
I mean, yeah.
They like him, man. They must really like him. He out there. I mean, it's Gavin. Something wrong with Gavin Holmes or something? Did I miss something?
Hey, listen, there's a lot of guys that we're not seeing. We haven't seen Jonte Cook. We haven't seen Gavin Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of depth on this team pushing for spots, Rod. You know how that works.
Yep. Right about that. Ooh, come on. Don't lose. That's a nice way to get him on the edge, though. That was a good play by them. That was a really nice play to get him on the edge. Kind of basically a down block on that.
Yeah.
On that edge front. That was a good play.
Yeah, they're approaching field goal range now, which, of course, inside 2 minutes, the clock does stop on a first down, so that'll extend this.
Hey, Aaron, that's actually a great point, though. If they get about 7, 8 more yards, he might just kick a field goal quick and onside it. He's got a dude with a rocket leg. If you get to the 35 and you don't want to let time run all the way down, I might consider kicking a field goal and taking my chances with an onside kick.
Kick, Kobe.
Dang, Rod, you're calling it, man. Kobe Black playing himself into some playing time here.
To the house.
Oh, man, come on. The Waco, Texas product. There is a flag on the play.
Oh, no.
I think they called holding on Gunnar Helm.
Oh.
Or Kelvin Banks.
Cam
Or
Williams.
Campbell. Or Cam Williams. I think they called holding on a Texas offensive lineman.
Come on, man. I took his pick. He still got the pick out there. I mean, they took it. It was on the return. So he still got his pick, I believe, right?
Roughing the passer.
No. Oh, yeah. Is that Broughton? He brought it. He'd already been Broughton, I think.
Oh, and that's targeting, by the way.
Oh, man. Oh,
if they take a look at this, it may be targeting too.
Oh, man. Talk about a change of fortune. Come on, man.
Well, now Kobe's hurt. That's kind of rough, too. I mean, Diego Pavia is jumping in the air, and Vernon Broughton's coming off of his blocker. That's a tough call. He's coming towards him. You know what I mean? He's stepping up. He's stepping up in the pocket, and he jumps.
It is tough. It's tough, but I mean, like I said, it's a bang play. It's hard at the time. As a defender, I guess the talking point or coaching point would be: did you have to waylay him? Did you have to, you know what I mean? Did you have to lean into it? Could you have just given him a little pop and be like, "Are you good?" Because you knew he was coming down. He wasn't coming down with the football. He's not coming down with the football.
If he doesn't even touch him, it's still the pick.
Something like you just give him a little nudge. You ain't gotta. He teed off on him, guys. He did. He waylaid. He leaned into him. Now you're a D lineman. Your little elbow will go a long way with you, bro.
Yeah.
That's now 10 penalties. That's 10 penalties for 108 yards. Really a dumb move, and that's three touchdowns that Texas takes one off the board with a penalty. The other penalties have hurt too. So sloppy game.
Yep. Yeah, that's Texas self-inflicted wounds, guys. That's the theme of the game. We said early on the only team that can beat Texas is Texas. Texas is trying their damnedest to beat themselves right now. They're trying. Yeah, man. They had them right where they wanted them to. Oh man, they had them right where they wanted them.
Yeah. Look, it's just been an ugly game. I mean, it's an ugly game. And this is just where talent beats another team. Texas is a much more talented team, but they have not played well today.
It
turned into a survive and advance game, which every game is for Texas now because they have one loss left to still make the playoff. But every week survive and advance for them, but this is an ugly survive and advance.
There'll be a lot of tape to look at in the bye week, which is coming at a good time, coming off two, rivalry game and then the emotional Georgia game. Now this one, they'll get 2-1 and all that. And I think, if they can hold on to this game, there are not many Longhorn fans out there, even on the chat, that wouldn't have taken, sitting at 7-1 with your second bye week with a chance to run the table in November. So we'll see, but they're going to play better than this to do that.
By the way, if I was Clark Lee coming out of this, I would kick the field goal right now and try to get it to 27-20. Not because what if you keep playing? If you keep playing offense here, you might run it down to 20 seconds. Then you don't have a chance, even if you score and get an onside. I would kick the field goal right here because I have a great kicker, and I would take a chance with an onside kick where I have a minute to work with. And 2 timeouts. That's what I would do.
Not a bad idea.
You know who really hates that roughing the passer call? The Gamblers. The line was 16.5.
Yeah. By the way, so if that's targeting – if that ends up being targeting, Vernon's out for the first half of Florida game.
Yeah.
And I'll say this again. Drinking during game, bad idea, dude. We're talking about the game. Get out of here with that bull crap. You're wrong. All right. You're an idiot.
I still got the nasty dime out there.
They're not kicking it, Rod or Jerry. They're in the 29-yard line.
I would have done a goal.
Man, that nasty dime is coming after him, though.
I'm kind of with you, though, Jerry, because they have 2 timeouts, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to take you 45 seconds to score, probably. Texas isn't looking like a team that's going to bust. So you're just running clock. And let's say you score a touchdown with 30 seconds to go and you get an onside kick. You're still at your own 45. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably kick the field goal here and taking my chances on an onside kick because you got a great kicker.
Yeah, we'll see. Now it's second down. Longhorns had a pick and would have had a touchdown that would have got us to 17.
Flag on the play. What you got there?
Rod's ahead of me. I'm ahead of you, Jerry. Rod's got me by about 5 seconds.
It's not good, Jerry. Sark doesn't like it. What did Sark say? Oh, they picked it up.
No flag. Okay.
Yeah, they picked it up.
All right. Second and 10 here.
Good job. Good D.
All right. That'll take it down to 104. It'll be 3rd and 10. And they'll for sure kick it on 4th down, won't they?
Yes.
I might kick it right here.
I would.
Yep.
The flip side is I could be wrong because it's hard to take the ball out of this guy's hands.
Yeah.
I do understand Clark Lee on that because the guy's had a little magic for him.
Time, and he got it, son of a. They give him way too much time. Way too much time.
Yeah.
Way too much time. And a clean pocket.
That's going to come down to an onside kick now.
Good D. He just gave me too much time.
Kobe Black playing well, Rod.
Yeah, he is. He's earning that playing time. He's playing really well. Oh, man. Yeah, they did a double spy on that 3rd and 10. Came back to bite him.
Yeah, I think they thought Pavia was going to take off and try to get it with his legs.
And they kept rolling the pockets. I think they thought they were going to roll the pocket, and they just kept him right there.
Chess match here. 50 seconds now, 2nd and goal.
Oh, yo.
There it is. Touchdown.
He's clutch, man. He's clutch. He's clutch. He's got the clutch gene. He's got more dog than dude in him.
Yep. He's going to be a hell of a UCF fighter one day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Lady Luck likes dogs like that, man. They do. They favor him because he's had a lot of luck in this game too. It's worked out for him.
Yeah. But Rod, that's the mark of it. And I'm going to call him. He's a great college player. He's done too much. That's the mark of a great player, is taking advantage of your opportunities. When another team messes up, those guys the dudes that are make the winning plays take advantage in those situations almost always.
Yeah, you're right. The one mistake they made out of the nasty dime, they decided to pull a double spy, and they kept the pocket stationary. They've been moving the pocket the whole damn quarter pretty much.
And the crazy thing, Rod, is they were getting pressure.
Yes.
And then they went away from pressure on the biggest down of the game.
Exactly.
Well, let me think, guys. So if Texas gets the onside kick, there's still 2 timeouts for Vanderbilt, right?
Exactly. I mean, so onside kick, it's going to come down to this. Look, because they can, even if Texas gets the onside kick, they can stop it twice. So that's not going to be enough. So they have to get the onside kick here, obviously. But this game comes down to the onside kick.
For the penalties, guys, these penalties. I mean, that's why you shouldn't wager at home, gentlemen, because if that penalty doesn't happen, the Longhorns cover the spread. Instead, it's a 3-point game. That's crazy how this whole game works here. But Longhorns had it at 34-17 with a pick 6, but the roughing the passer targeting call on Vernon Broughton took that off the board, and it's the Longhorns' 10th penalty for 108 yards. Got to have the hands team on here. Rod, did you ever play on the hands team?
No, never on the hands team, man. They didn't trust my hands for some reason, guys. And they should have put it on there in big games. I caught the ones that matter, but
that's right.
Smart move by coaches, I imagine.
Well, here we go. They call a timeout. Take a look at what Vandy brought out to the field for this onside kick.
Smart move.
Yep.
All right,
if this guy's as good onside kicker as he is as a kicker, that second bounce is going to get up in the air. Let's see.
Here we go. Great job.
DeAndre Moore's had a huge game.
Great job. Great execution.
Yep.
All right, they can stop it twice, but then Texas can run it out on 3rd down, essentially, right?
That's right. Yes, yeah. So you can go knee, and then you can go 3 knees here and win the football game.
Yep, that's game. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna get ready for the post game. Thank you, guys. Good stuff. Check y'all out in the post game.
Thank you, Rod. Bobby Burton, Rod, Brian Robinson coming up on the On Texas Football post-game show. Safe to say you're looking at the chat, Jerry. There'll be a lot of conversation about this one. 27-24, Longhorns can run it out. I mean, a win's a win, survive and advance, but plenty to work on into that second bye week.
Yeah, 100%. I don't blame any Texas fan that has questions on this game. It's a survive, and I think Vanderbilt's just going to let it run out here. They know they can't stop it. They know they can't stop it even with 2 timeouts. So, look, that was an ugly game. There were about 6 plays in this game, literally, that kept Texas from blowing out Vanderbilt. And there's 6 plays that if they're made at A&M, you will lose. I mean, that's the reality. They have to clean up this mess right now in the off week because Florida's a better football team than Vanderbilt in some ways. At Arkansas is going to be a tougher game than Vanderbilt because that is going to be one wild crowd. Kentucky, I don't know if offensively, but at A&M, yes. You have 3 games left that if you play like this, you can walk out a loser.
All right, the Texas Longhorns have won again. They've won 7 of their first 8 ball games in the 2024 campaign. 27-24 on the road, only 6 second-half points, 10 penalties for 108 yards, and those 2 tip drill interceptions that made this too close for comfort for the Longhorns. But a win's a win. They'll head into their second bye week with the W. The postgame show coming up. Thank you to Anthony Hippolito. Vote for Anthony for Sheriff of Hays County. Also to our friends at ATX Trees, atxtrees.com. Check them out. They're the best 25 years as a family-owned company and one source gas of Central Texas. Jerry, great job. Thanks, buddy. Post-game show coming next. Thank you, Matthew. We'll see you next time, 2 weeks from now, when Texas plays Florida with the On Texas Football live watch-along.